Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. I hear him chat from the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. You can't go out, man, forget my peace. You take the west side, take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Not so tough, but mans keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
What an opportunity for me right now, Zaz. It's right here in front of me today, Thursday. I could go any direction I want because we're in the chair. We could talk about football, unbelievable games, preseason, no one cares. I could talk about the Marlins, talk about baseball, it's local. Or I could play into Mike Ryan.
Let's hear it. Well, what do we got then?
I think I want to play into Mike Ryan because we had him on Nothing Personal. He was a guest on Nothing Personal.
Oh, was he better than me? I had a good appearance Tuesday, Mike. Did you top me?
I did.
I don't like being topped.
You were bottomed.
Oh, man.
Because he gave us scoop.
Really?
I mean, tremendous scoop. It turns out that Messi is coming back to Inter Miami on a 10-year deal for $100 million a year.
Mike was so coy about it yesterday.
Isn't that unreal?
You wouldn't give us anything yesterday.
I don't know if he's going to sign or not. I know that, like I explained to David on Nothing Personal, last year it was easier to scoop folks because the scoop was that Inter Miami was a very serious contender. Now everyone knows that, and all that's missing is Messi to agree.
10 years.
Not 10 years.
That's
I
the scoop on
he's just
Nothing
making stuff up.
Play till he's almost 50. It's going to look kind of rough.
I don't think so. I think he'd be like damn good at 50.
Confirmed then.
Why can't you just give us the story then?
I don't know if he's going to sign with Inter Miami. If I had to make a prediction on it, this is not a report. This is
a spoiler?
This is not a spoiler either. It's not Paul Heyman. I don't know if he's going to sign or not, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's more likely than not that he re-ups with Inter Miami.
Okay.
No, don't do that to me.
Okay, look
He's
at me.
Just confirming that that's your take, that you think it's more likely than not.
I'm going with that.
Look at me, Mike. All right. If he's going to sign with Inter Miami, don't blink. Blinked.
I tell you this, the whole blink, no blink, it never works.
Oh, I think it just worked, baby.
You can't not blink.
That's why you always say blink if this is what's going to happen, because they're going to inevitably blink. Yep.
So that means everything's always just going to happen.
Well, if you want confirmation on what you want to report, just say that, and you're like, "Oh, Mike confirmed it. It's not. Don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger. Mike blinked."
I wanted to beat my kids in everything when they were growing up. Every time we played War or Battleship, I didn't care. I wanted to win every game. I couldn't win and you have to play it with your kid at one point or another. It's the blink, the staring contest.
Yeah.
First one to blink. I assume if you have kids, you played it with your kids.
Of course.
I can't win those.
You're bad at it.
I have to blink.
You can't hold in your blink.
I can hold in a lot of stuff. I can't hold in my blinks. I've never been able to.
Top 5 things you can hold in?
Right now, it's obviously my duodenum. That's the number one. That you start and end with that. If you can control that, then you are victory. Number 2, I can hold in my opinions.
We're going up. All right, I like it.
Significantly.
Usually we go for dramatic effect 5-1, but this is different. Okay.
This came out of nowhere.
All right.
This wasn't part of the prep. Number 3, I can hold my tongue. Do you want to see how you do it? It's not the circular tongue. Anyone can do that.
Color me intrigued.
Okay, holding your tongue. If you can still talk, keep your tongue. You don't let your tongue ever come outside of your mouth.
Your tongue.
Exactly. And look
It's
at how
hard
clear
to
you
talk
are.
that way. It's difficult.
Number 4, I can hold my girlfriend's pocketbook. I have no problem doing that. I
And
did
you
it with
still
my
call it
wife.
a pocketbook.
What do you call it?
I don't think
I think it's probably
a wallet,
purse.
a purse. Pocketbook is what my grandma called her purse.
Same.
Pocketbook
unless
is
your girlfriend's 90, I think it's a purse.
Opposite of 90. Not 9. I guess that would be
that would be
opposite
9.
90.
Jay.
It's not opposite. I would like to, Juju, put that on the poll. Is it not? Does everyone now hold a pocketbook or a purse?
Do over under of age of people that say pocketbook. I think you could put that pretty high, and that'll come in.
75, I'm thinking.
Over 75 or older.
I'm not 75 or older.
I'm just saying. I think people would vote that most people who say it
close
are
to it.
75 or older.
So I am comfortable holding her pocketbook, but not my own. I don't do a merce. I don't hold the merce, never have, but I do cargo pants instead.
The pocketbook age probably skews a little bit younger if you're Jewish, right?
I always was
For
told it
sure.
was a
No,
pocketbook.
that's for sure.
I think so.
Confirming.
Yeah.
So that, do we put that as part of the poll? Is there a side poll? And the last thing that I can hold is I can hold a conversation. And we are about to have one because Mike has had a day where he started this morning very early for
Yeah,
me,
I mean, it's early
which was
already.
nice. But he's been very incensed about the WWE, who made a big announcement yesterday and then clarified the announcement because they got it wrong. So all the talk we had yesterday,
It's been
about-
confusing because I'm way into the deal too. Obviously, it's a little confusing what I'm going to have to pay is what we're talking about here.
The
right?
$29.99 that we talked on the show yesterday that you got to go out of pocket. Apparently, you want WWE, you don't need the $29.99. I thought it was wrong.
But Mike, what you're questioning whether or not that's actually the case.
Yes, because the press releases were wrong and initial reports were wrong. And as of right, it was initially reported that if you have YouTube TV, and I know Ariel Helwani is very plugged into WWE. He said on his show, if you have YouTube TV, you're good. That's not the case right now. That deal point still has to be worked out. I have YouTube TV and Xfinity. Right now, I'm not grandfathered in. I don't know if my current bundle plan for ESPN, Disney Plus, Hulu gets me that. I don't know if I'm paying extra.
You see, by the way, Disney Plus and Hulu are merging.
Yeah, it was already fully integrated. I know how this ends. It ends with me losing and paying more. That's how it always does.
I'm not sure it
That's how
does.
it always ends.
I'm not
It
sure.
doesn't end with a bargain.
I can't
It doesn't
remember-
end with me paying the same amount that I'm paying right now to be able to enjoy the same thing. That's not how this business works.
I can't remember a story that I've read more about that I know less about. Yeah. Like, I've read multiple articles, and I still have no clue.
I'm with you. I have Hulu plus live TV, but Hulu's going away, so now my TV's going away. So do I sign on to Disney to do that? And then they're like, well, that'll be integrated into Fubo or Fubo. And I'm like, so now do I need to go to Fubo? Do I need to get clothing wear from the 1990s? Like, what the hell's going on here? So, like, I think now I need to go to Fubo that's owned by Disney, but then Fubo carries my RSNs but didn't have a bundle with Disney Plus. So now do I have to have a Disney Plus subscription even though they're owned by Disney? And now do I get my RSNs back? So then do I cancel that subscription? And what the hell do I do about Red Zone? Because that's still very unclear to me.
So it appears that what you're all angry about, and we tried to cover this yesterday,
Money.
is what the facts are. I thought where Mike was going is he was upset not about whether he's going to get it or not, but the fact that you could do a release that could be that unclear, that wrong, and done as a result of the ESPN NFL release.
Right.
They wanted to get that done so people started to see value in the DTC, but then they had to announce, wait a minute, we don't want to make people pay for the DTC
Yeah, like
for wrestling.
it's 27 hours later at this point since the release came out, and I think we're all still pretty unsure of what's going on.
I'm more confused now than I was when the release first came out.
Well, because when the release first came out, I think we thought, oh, wow, we got to pay $29.99 a month. Now we're not sure if that's the case.
Zaz, I've never understood this new standalone service ESPN is standing up because in my mind, they already do have one of these.
That's what I thought.
I don't understand.
I
it.
thought I had that.
I don't understand.
Are you talking ESPN Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's like a different service that they're trying to stand up that this and Red Zone are a part of. I thought I had that. I thought it was ESPN
I thought I did
Plus.
too.
I don't know if I have that or not. The messaging is so bad, and these companies have come out and announced these things before they've been approved. Remember, ESPN, HBO, and Fox were all getting together, and they had already announced it. They even had a name for it, and then it's not happening.
Oh, yeah, it was going to be like some super channel, you know?
Right.
Venue.
Right. But then what ends up happening is, no, we're just going to keep doing our own thing. And instead of bundling this all together, which, by the way, would have been a new service anyways, what happens to your existing service? Those are still around, too. You pay for those, too, if you want to watch Maction. You pay for this if you want to watch wrestling. This sucks. Yeah. This really sucks. And also, for these services, for you to get all the games, you also need to have cable too. I knew this was going to happen in the industry. They were going to find a way to con us. Everybody was talking about cord cutting and how ESPN was in big trouble because now people are going to be paying for stuff that it was baked into the business plan. People were paying for ESPN when they weren't watching it. Now I'm paying for ESPN 17 different fucking times.
Is it just me, or I look over to David out of the corner of my eye, and like he's got a smile. Like I feel like David. He's excited about all the ways that we're going to have to
He looks
pay
jubilant right now.
for this service.
He loves all the new rules that make it impossible to cancel.
I'm not the only one who noticed that, right? He's
No,
smiling.
he loves it.
I'm smiling because I'm with you guys and I enjoy it. But what I'm also smiling about is the sporting class, which we do with John Skipper and Pablo Torre finds out, where we've made it very clear from the beginning that all of this, and we've been doing this for years, all of this was done with reckless disregard toward you, the fan, the audience. You were always going to pay more. That was always the joke. And now it's happening that you're all realizing it. And the tweet of the year, I don't know if we do this, but a candidate for a tweet of the year is someone who just tweeted.
Do we do a
and
tweet
said,
of the year? Do we do that?
We are now.
This is a highlight tweet for me. Someone found out very much you, Billy, and it wasn't you who did it, but
I didn't get the tweet of the year. Damn.
you did not because you didn't tweet this, but it was someone who was channeling you because they were so despondent over the bundling and everything they had to do that they said they're going back to cable. They're going to re-tie the cord?
Yeah. Reconnect.
Reconnect.
I have it pretty bad because I'm a
a
soccer
tweet of the
fan.
year.
I'm a big time soccer fan, and big time soccer fans in this country. If you wanna follow that sport, you have to pay thousands of dollars.
Thank
annually
you. And you
to-
never know when they're playing and what league they're in.
you have to
We've been
pay
And
over
the
this.
time zone.
Oh my gosh.
You have to pay thousands of dollars to follow this sport. I'm convinced. Someone may put the math in front of me and say, actually, it's only $749. No, I pay thousands of dollars annually to follow this sport. I have to. And they got me. They got me over a barrel. I don't even know how to cancel these things. I tried to cancel DAZN the other day. I'm locked in for a year. I canceled it, I think, but I canceled it a year from now? What is it? This is stupid. This is corrupt. And what I hate the most about it is people just come out and say things that are so, is this standalone service even, is this functional? Do I have it? Does it exist? Is this something that's going to be announced later on? What is this?
Okay, so that's the part that is confusing.
He's
all right,
worked
but
up.
but I have to. I'm fairly certain the bundle that you have right now, it's ESPN Plus and Disney Plus and Hulu. It's now going to be Disney Plus and Hulu, which are merging, and you partner it with the new ESPN direct-to-consumer app. And in that event, you already have that. Like, you're now going to be getting the WWE on that service that you already
sure?
have. I'm fairly certain.
But
And
if he pays $17 for that bundle,
Right.
and ESPN's just $29, now does he have to pay $30 or does he have to pay $47?
my guess, no. My guess is it's going up, so you're gonna have to pay the $29.99 instead of like $17.99.
I don't want to
like
do
it.
that.
Go
I don't
cancel
like it.
Peacock.
Huh?
Cancel Peacock.
I don't want to cancel Peacock because
hell are
I
we
watch
supposed
the
to watch
Premier
Love
League.
Island?
And by the way, there's old WWE Network that's not a part of this ESPN
Yes,
deal.
yes.
We don't know about NXT.
Yes.
Peacock may still
That's
have.
a holdup
If
for
I'm
me.
a wrestling fan, I still may need to have Peacock, and I'm already stuck having Peacock because I'm a Chelsea fan. This is horrendous.
Zaz, I have an idea for you. The Lord's Cable Network.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you say that because yes, the Lord's Cable Network. I feel like yeah, it used to just be cable.
Yeah.
It was a place where you go and you have everything. Boy, I have to go from this app to this app to this. I wish I had a place where we have everything together. Yeah, it's called cable.
But you know you didn't. I just want to remind everyone because this revisionist history makes me smile. The reason why these streamers started and why you all were so angry to start with was the tiers and the fact that you weren't getting on basic cable all the things you wanted to get, and they were moving channels up to tiers that were costing you way more money.
Yeah.
And you were getting a cable bill that was like $250 a month.
I would kill to pay that right
It's
now.
cheaper. It's
I
cheaper than we
would-
pay now.
I would kill to pay that right now. Yeah. That is so much more affordable than what I'm paying right now.
I honestly have no idea what I pay. I got so
No
many
one
apps.
does.
I have no
It's
idea.
death
That's
by
the
a
design,
thousand
brother.
cuts.
That's the design. That's what they're counting on.
Who do we blame?
We can't rise up. We can't rise up. We can't do anything about this. We were talking on Nothing Personal about how fans over in Europe, if you raise soda prices 25 cents, they will shut your shit down.
Oh,
They blew up the Super League.
I don't think so.
They will make sure that you do not raise the price of sodas 25 cents over there. Here, we're so battered and beaten by the system. What's the fees? Okay, I still want to see Taylor Swift. Whatever you told me, yes, Ticketmaster, I don't care. This is the only way I can do it. Well, we're going to make you pay $500 more to watch hockey. Okay, I guess I have to. We're so beaten by this system. We were price gouged. No one's fighting for us at all. And these things just keep getting announced. Whether or not they exist is outside of the fact. This is bullshit.
We did it, Zaz.
And TKO, a strong word of warning to TKO.
Go on.
I like your product, but you keep doing these cash grabs ever since you became this entity. You're going to push people to an alternative because every single one of your cash grabs ends up making the consumer pay more, whether it be for your live events that are outrageously priced or now your PLEs. You're definitely going to make me go to 17 different streamers to follow your product. I know where to find AEW. It's one place. One place. People are gonna search for that alternative.
All right, that's not entirely accurate. What you're saying.
Don't get in his way.
It's on Max.
Okay.
Which is now HBO Max.
But you still have to go to an app to get their premium live events.
Yeah, but it's also on your basic cable package.
The premium live events.
The premium live
HBO
events.
Max is
Look,
not
they've
basic cable.
always come out the gate saying we're gonna stick to the traditional pay-per-view model for wrestling.
I mean, that's essentially what WWE is doing here, but it's on ESPN Plus.
No, WWE had that model, and then they changed it to $9.99 a month, and then it's in Peacock, and it's free with your Peacock subscription, and now it might be anywhere between what you're paying now for Disney Plus or $30. This is a 176% price increase on wrestling fans.
Well, but I mean, pay-per-views used to cost like $49.99 a month if you wanted to see them.
Or
So
it
it's
was
still like
per event.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
month.
There was one event a
But
month.
you didn't have to watch every
And
one.
here's another bone.
Signing up.
Well, people then when they changed the model, then it became $9.99 a month, and then it became like, well, if you have Peacock, you can watch it anyways. And Peacock was like $3.99 a month if you picked it at the right time. Peacock was like, if you pay more than like $4 for Peacock, you're a crazy person. You can find a deal on Peacock always.
Right.
Shout out to Peacock.
Here's another bone I have to pick. I like the AEW product. I pay for their PLEs because they have a track record outside of maybe two in their history that haven't delivered. If you pay $49.99 or whatever,
It's usually a fun show. Yeah,
it's always a fun show. Not the case with WWE. You get a handful of really good ones. And WWE's long-term booking is everything centered around WrestleMania to the point that everything around the year, outside of a surprise appearance, which I guess the Brock Lesnar thing makes a hell of a lot more sense before this announcement as a means to get people excited. But everything is basically revolving around WrestleMania, which makes the entire year relatively predictable. So I'm not going to pay extra for their PLEs.
Don't.
Oh, it's going to get to that point. Look what WWE did, which they didn't catch nearly enough shit for. They announced that WrestleMania was going to New Orleans, which I love as a WrestleMania city. That is so fun. Then they pulled it back. They're like, guess what? We're not going to do New Orleans. But New Orleans, you get a shittier pay-per-view. Aren't you happy about that? And wrestling fans, you're going to love this. We're going to go back to Las Vegas. No, I'm not. I'm not going to love that. No one wants to go to the same city twice in a row.
I'm not trying to go to Vegas.
Everybody's trying to go to Vegas.
They just want to do the Vegas thing back to back because it's all on one stretch. And so they could do their little cash grabs around, oh, we'll have a Hall of Fame here. We'll have a roast here. We'll have a nightclub hosting here. It's basically TKO Central over there. They have the infrastructure, and it just maximizes their revenue. And they don't care what it's done to their fan base in New Orleans. They don't care what it did to their fan base on the whole because no one's super excited to go back to Las Vegas. They like the traveling roadshow aspect of it. This is a dilution by pretty heavy degrees, and it's going to catch up to them.
Mike,
It really
are you
is.
okay? And
No,
asking
I'm
for a
pissed
reason
off.
because
Wrestling fans are very passionate.
this is not him. We've struck a chord here. It's not about wrestling. This was just the last 2 minutes of that. I believe he just blew a gasket. I think I watched a gasket get blown over this issue.
Well, it's about greed, is what he's doing. This is greed.
It's very clearly greed, and I think wrestling fans can put up with that to a certain degree. But it's month over month of new cash grab and everything becoming more expensive as the economy dips. They're asking to stretch your dollar even more. There's an alternative right there. You're pushing people to an alternative. It's going to catch up with you.
I mean, I'll tell you, David, my weekend in New York, seeing SummerSlam this past weekend, I'm afraid to look at what it cost me. I know I spent a lot of money. I'm afraid to look at what that bill was. Like,
most people keep track
if
if they don't live in a Zaz mansion.
Yeah.
I think what you need, Mike, I have an idea, and I don't know if it's kosher, but I'd like to try it. I think that I know how to calm you down. I think you need to take a smelling salt.
That's not how smelling
That'll
salts
do
work.
the opposite, I think.
I think that, I thought that clears your, I thought it gives you more oxygen.
It
And
literally jacks you up.
no, but don't you, that's like when you give a Ritalin to a person who doesn't have ADHD. It has a different view, a different take than someone
I'll
who
do that
does.
too.
You should do some calming cocaine, Mike.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
If you take a lot of cocaine, I believe
just
it's-
less cocaine.
I think you should be taking more or less of certain things depending on your plight, and your plight right now is a little out of control.
I've never done a smelling salt before. I mean, clearly the effect, like, it kind of it wakes up your senses, right? That seems to be. I see
clears your
Sasha
concussion.
Barkov. He loves it on the Panther bench.
I'm very much in control. I'm passionate. This has really been because it's a mainstream story, because the ESPN joint announcement that announced a whole bunch of things that don't either actually exist or were lies or haven't been worked out yet. This is the first time that I've been able to speak about all these things that have been bothering me for several months. And I think it's been bothering a huge segment of wrestling fans too. The product had been good enough the previous year where people were like, okay, well, if you're going to make this experience that much better, because WrestleMania 40 was one of the greatest ever.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 41 was terrible.
Disappointing, yeah.
It was no, it wasn't disappointing. It was friggin' awful. You want to run that back? And you just want to do the lazy writing where we all know where this ends a year from now? I'm going to be out, man.
If
and if you're
you
going to charge
only
me,
had a microphone every day for 4 hours.
I don't have the microphone to talk wrestling.
Okay, I don't think you're going to be out. Like, I'm going to call bullshit on that.
I'm not going to watch every PLE. I'm not. If I have to pay additionally to watch every PLE, I'm not.
Okay,
into
so let
that.
me ask.
I needed it to be explained to me that I'm not.
Okay, so let me ask David here, okay? Because from a business perspective, you're not in those rooms, so you don't know. But try and help us out here, because the big issue that Mike has, an issue that I have, because we don't know, is we don't know what we're paying. We're 27 plus hours later. We don't know if we have to actually pay $29.99 a month now to get these WWE PLEs. And we were previously only paying, what, $14.99, whatever it was
You
with
sure?
Peacock. Yeah, because on Peacock.
But Peacock, Billy said Peacock can be.
You pay $14.99 for Peacock?
Well, yeah, because you gotta get like the good tier. But here's my question.
Good. Oh, because you don't want commercials.
Right? Yeah, come on. So I don't have time for that mess.
You're a baby.
I don't
You
have
can't
time.
sit through commercials?
I don't have time for that. I need my show streamed to me directly. So
Okay.
here's my question: are executives in a room, for WWE, TKO, whatever, are they actually saying, "All right, we're going to charge $29.99 a month now," which is at least double what people were paying before, as a business model? Are they actually
I'm
saying,
telling you the
we
difference.
we think that this is going to work, they will pay double?
Here's the thing that you guys are misunderstanding. It's called value, and there is elasticity of demand. Peacock is a great example. They've got such great programming that there are people, everyone's got deals. Whether it is when you go buy clothes, whether it's online, you get emails, buy this shirt. No one buys this shirt at retail.
Oh, I'm not leaving Peacock whatsoever.
I'm
Peacock
not
has
talking
enough
about
things
just
even.
Peacock, which has all these opportunities where you have a value proposition. I'm talking about the value proposition of what you get for your money, whether it's to watch wrestling, to watch Chelsea, to go shopping, to watch a movie. All you're supposed to be doing, and all we want you to do as a business and as a media company, is to view what we provide to you as value. And it's up to you, and the people will talk. But the way you're talking, you're forgetting the fact that the people have talked.
So I am not espousing the virtues of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, but they used to run house shows in markets where they knew they would lose money. And they did this well after it stopped making sense. You know why? Because they wanted the product to be accessible to everyone in their fan base, and they thought that it helped their bottom line as a brand. They've totally, essentially wiped out house shows
Why do you think that is?
because they lost money on it, and they only care about the big markets.
Whoa.
Right.
Because
But
I think it also has to do with, the performers.
the performers weren't super
schedule-wise.
happy. Their lives are
Like,
way
it's a
more
great
balanced.
thing for the performers.
It's a great thing for the performers. You know what else would be great for the performers? Health insurance and a union. But they're not getting that either.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
Right. Exactly. That's another part of Hulk Hogan's legacy, that he busted up Jesse Ventura's union attempt. What I'm saying is, I'm sure they have these board meetings, and I'm sure there's more than one voice. Let's give them credit. This is going to make our fans pay more. I know, as a wrestling fan, I've paid more to follow WWE specifically over the last few years since TKO came into the equation. And what I'm saying is, while Zaz is probably right, that I will look at the product, I'm a lifelong wrestling fan, I'm going to pay. And ultimately, you as a capitalist, David, you'll be like, well, they got you. Okay, fine.
Hold on, Mike. That's where you're wrong. It's not that I got you. It's that you made a decision, and you're going to keep making that decision until it's not even anymore. There will be a number where it won't matter that you like it.
Well,
and our job is to get right to that edge.
Product also has a say, because while I'm a lifelong wrestling fan, there have been plenty of times that my interest in the product has dipped because the product did not match the time or effort or money that it would take to continue following the product. They flirted with that line last year. Now, they had a very good SummerSlam. It looks like they're going to be aggressive about ramping things up so they're not essentially a one PLE company. I'm very happy about that. But there are going to be plenty of people that, of different means, that are going to have to make decisions and be like, I can't afford to follow this anymore. And like I said, it's a dilution by degrees. We saw it initially with the Saudi Arabia stuff. I think that that's kind of waned a little bit, but this company has continuously made decisions that are based on the almighty dollar, when this was, whether you believe it or not, more of a fan-friendly company than it is now. I think
it's hard to disagree with a lot of what he's saying.
I couldn't disagree more.
With
almost 100%.
They are not as fan-friendly as they used to be. They are not. They are flatly not.
But they are fan-friendly enough to fans who are spending the money that it makes sense for their financials.
They are absolutely trying to get a more affluent fan. Everything from the Jelly Roll integration, the celebrities that they bring in.
They did 110,000 over the weekend. They sold the building out.
It's worked. It's working. And I think even as a sucker that is going to pay more, I'm telling you, I'm going to pay more. I'm going to follow this product. I also think that we all have the right to say, yeah, I'm going to pay more. You got me. I'm not happy about it. Why does everything with this company have to be a money pump?
What company does things where it's not a money pump?
Arizona Iced Tea.
Okay.
It's like the only one.
Educate me.
99 cents forever.
So Arizona, and I've never had an Arizona Iced Tea. Am I the only one in the room?
I haven't either. I don't drink iced tea.
I don't drink iced tea.
How do you know what the price was then?
Because it's a thing. They've always they refuse to ever go above 99 cents.
And is the can size the same?
I'm not getting political, but it's like the tariffs. The importers pay the tariffs, and then whatever companies that they're representing when they're importing these goods, they have to make the decision. Do we as a company want to make less money because these tariffs are eating into our margins, or do we want to pass that down to the consumer? Now, WWE really doesn't have to deal with tariffs. They're just making the decision, let's make more money and pass that cost down to the consumers. And I think the consumers, who are lifelong fans, that for most of their lives had a more family-friendly experience with the product, have every right to complain while still, even when to the point that it hurts, hand over their money because they like the product so much. And I would just like someone to stand up in a room and say, hey, you know what? We hear you. Let's do some more fan-friendly events, some more cost-efficient events to offset some of this money pumping that they've been doing recently. And I've yet to see that from TKO.
I think what ultimately needs to happen, because, again, we're still confused a whole day later after this press release. And I know WWE was all over television. Yeah, they were all over ESPN yesterday.
Oh, they know how to.
Shocking.
They know how to put these things out.
But somebody needs to get in front of us soon and explain, right? What we have to pay.
Why?
Right?
Why? Explain to me.
I don't understand how you announce a product like a new partnership, and we still don't know if this is a new standalone streaming service, the one that we already have.
Well, the people announcing it didn't seem to know what they were announcing, which is the craziest part.
There was so much bad information.
We got to announce this, but we don't know what we're announcing.
That's what happens with a premature announcement. A premature announcement leads to, everything.
Well, why do you think it was premature? Was there a rush to get that out?
It felt rushed to me. It felt that it came at 7 a.m. It was done on CNBC. And it was part of all of what was going on with ESPN and NFL. Remember, it all came out generally at the same time. It felt rushed. And when I read the release, and frankly, the release on the NFL situation, selling Red Zone, that wasn't a very clear press release either.
What do I pay for Red Zone? We've gotten caught up on these PLEs. I still don't know about my Hulu and my Red Zone.
Mad suspicious that these companies are rushing to these announcements to get the stock value up right now. It's almost as if they're all colluding behind the scenes and know our shoe's about to drop here at any moment. Let's get our money now. Also with TKO, there might be more at play because they also own the UFC, which has its own negotiation rights, and WWE apparently is going to continue shopping the WWE Network, which is their entire archive, which presently lives on Peacock, which I watch more than the PLEs. I watch the old stuff more than I watch the new stuff.
Well, think about this. This is where it gets confusing. Wherever the WWE library eventually lands, and look, maybe it'll stay on Peacock, wherever it eventually lands are the new shows that are streamed on ESPN now. Where do those go in the catalog? Are they available then after the fact on ESPN, or do they then go to the catalog, which may be on another service?
We have a ton of questions. No one's giving us answers.
That's what this hour is going to be called, questions.
That's fine. And I'm okay with consumers having questions because I assure you that answers come because sometimes the consumer can provide the answer because you vote with your pocketbook.
This isn't just we're having this conversation through the prism of WWE. We could easily have said NFL the entire time. What does this mean for the Red Zone? I pay for the Red Zone with my cable company. Does it come with my ESPN Plus? Do I need to wait? I essentially initially got YouTube TV on top of my cable service because that was a way for me to get a specific type of Red Zone.
I feel like I could answer it, and that it does come with the new ESPN streaming service.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. Look, here's something that's good. I know what I'm paying for with the NFL ESPN partnership because I know the NFL Network, I know the Red Zone, and Roger Goodell's out there saying, hey, apparently the Red Zone is intellectual property of the NFL, and now because of this merger, you're going to get an NBA Red Zone, you're going to get a college football Red Zone, an NHL Red Zone. I'm like, whoa, this is great.
They licensed it to Disney, and Disney has the ability to use that license to however they want to maximize the money. So you are going to see more Red Zones.
That's great.
You should see college football Red Zones,
That's cool.
NBA Red Zones,
That's
MLB
awesome.
whip-arounds.
That's great. I don't mind paying more for a premium service if it feels like I'm getting more, where I think most consumers buck up against and have to make a hard decision where they may be handing over their money. Regrettably, they'll still hand over their money, which is, I think, the bottom line for all these companies. But do I have to pay more for the same or even less? That's where you're going to start losing people. And the economy's got to get tight. And these business models are not sustainable if they keep doing this.
Paying more for getting less is the American way. It happens in chip bags. It happens in all sorts of things. You have to look at volume of things. That's why I was asking about Arizona iced tea. Do we have confirmation that the 99 cents, how long has it been 99 cents?
Forever.
Like, are we talking 20 years?
There was recently, I remember, maybe it was 60 Minutes or something, where the owners of Arizona Ice feel like we're doing everything we can to never be above 99 cents.
And it's the same amount of iced tea in the can.
It says since 1992, the towering 23-ounce can of Arizona iced tea has sold for 99 cents.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, that's nostalgia? Even the dollar store has things that are over $1. It just doesn't
Get me started on Five Below. Jeez. You have a Five Above section in the back. That should be a different store.
Why?
And everything's like $5.55. That's not below $5.
But
Five
at least it's like in one section where you don't have to go to that section if you don't want to.
Do I need to buy a couch at Five Below? No, we don't need a section of Five Below where they sell furniture. That's not what I need at Five Below.
There are people who do. That seems like you're being a little unrelatable. That seems like you're being a little like me.
I don't need to go spend $1,600 on a couch at Five Below. If you sell me a couch for $5 or below, I'm in. Listen, I did a summer internship where I lived on an inflatable couch and an inflatable mattress because my place was unfurnished.
That was the internship, to live on a...
Yeah, it was volunteer. They didn't even pay me to do that. I just did it for fun. It was an internship for inflatable furniture.
But look what it got you.
That's how they test you. What?
Look what it did. Look at your life.
I would argue that it made my life worse. I was normal. I was grounded. And now look at me.
But you do this to yourself. You
How
come
so?
back show after show, day after day, year after year.
Kids, man. If it wasn't for kids kind of holding me down, who knows where I'd be soaring right now. You know what I
should have
mean?
thought of that.
Well,
I think you're overestimating how normal you were.
You should have parented.
how normal I was?
You should have parented like David. Focus on your career.
I genuinely don't know
100%.
I'm not
Well,
even.
we're in the same exact place, and my kids love me.
I beat your kids in every game.
Sorry.
That was just wrong.
I'm sorry.
Billy, you've gone too far this time. They don't like me, but they love me.
They have to.
They respect me. That's for damn
I don't
sure.
think they do that.
Really?
Actually.
Oh.
I'm not
They love
convinced.
quiche.
I've got big news about my children, but I don't know that I'm allowed to share because I didn't get permission.
Just roll the dice.
Yeah,
I
come
have
on.
to
Who
get permission
cares?
in advance.
No,
I'm
don't
just
do that.
proud of them.
Just text
What's
them on the side.
what's the like Venn diagram of like people that your kids are friends with that would receive this news and people that listen to us? Like
question.
I think that you could get away with. I break news all the time. I say things all the time, and unless like Mike Fuentes or someone decides to put it on social, my
Yep.
wife has no idea what I'm saying.
Yep.
That's how I roll too. My wife doesn't listen to anything.
Yeah,
I
unless it
do.
gets out on social, they're not. Wives are not listening.
No, but
to
you know
us.
what also happens? Does this happen to your with your wife? My wife, she finds out, she doesn't listen to anything I do. I could say whatever I want, not just because she won't hear it, but because I'm also in charge. But my wife winds up finding out because you have snitches
Yeah.
at her work.
Yeah.
There are snitches. Does that happen to you?
That's you were so strong in the snitches. Hey, does that happen to you? It happens to everybody. That's exactly what social media is. When you call someone, did you see that? What David said?
Break
Did
some
you hear
news,
that?
David.
That's
No, hey,
snitching.
hey, no snitches allowed in this segment. Okay, go, David. We're clear now. Break the news.
I'm just saying that it's possible that my son may or may not have done something that will enable him to maybe work on Wall Street. You have to pass a bunch of exams. And
Oh,
maybe
boy.
this morning. he
You've
may
been
have
vague.
passed
I
his
have no
last
idea
one.
what you mean.
Yeah.
It's a lot of maybes.
I'm worried. It sounds like jail might be in the future there.
Oh, stop, because he's on Wall
I
Street.
don't know. It's just lots of maybes and allegedlys, and it's like, oh, where's
Sounds
the
like he's
going to
be a part of all the stuff we're complaining about today.
Don't be ridiculous. He's part of the solution.
Sure.
He's part of making
solution
Wall
ain't
Street
on
always
Wall
helps.
Street.
that you pay as little money as possible to get as much as you can so that Mike doesn't blow a gasket because he's overpaying for stuff that he doesn't enjoy.
I genuinely don't know what I've been yelling about. Yeah. I may be wrong. I don't know. I hate that I don't know.
Loud noises.
I'm not in control. I just know it's going to cost me more money.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
I have been spending this entire week in Miami. As you know, I've been staring at Marlins Park. And I have been wondering, not just proud of Marlins Park, proud of the Marlins. And I have been trying to figure out how to deal with MVP odds. And our friends at DraftKings, and the odds, they go up, they go down according to what people are betting. Ohtani last night goes 4 innings pitched. I'm Jeremy. I'll talk about Ohtani every day now because he is the MVP and will win the MVP every year that he takes the mound and gets up at the plate. He drove in 2 runs with a home run last night, gave up 1 in 4 innings pitched. There's no player like him.
He's totally unprecedented. Like, we talk about all of these great players in the history of baseball, but last night, the home run that he hit was 460 feet. So he's doing that on the same night
David
that he
already
gives up.
told us they make it up. They don't even know.
It's the 460's cool.
StatCast has real projections.
It's better now. It's
It's
better
good.
now, but it's not.
You used to make it up.
So
There's
you're
math.
Wait,
now.
so you're buying the Cal Raleigh like made it by a foot thing?
No,
Come on.
not at all.
I mean, it just
Jeremy's exasperated.
It's okay, Jeremy. Don't be exasperated, but just know that
We're allowed to
was
be
horse
excited
hockey.
about things. We got excited, and within 5 seconds, it became a debate about
That's
whether
on
or
me,
not
then.
the home run is
That's
real.
my fault.
That's all, Zaz. I'm going to get back to Ohtani and tell you that when you sign a contract, and there was a big announcement yesterday in Boston that got my attention because I loved it so much. A young player, Roman Anthony, is going to sign a new deal, but the maximum amount of the deal that was announced, $230 million, he has to win the MVP every year for the next 9 years. It's the stupidest thing in the history of contracts.
what's the floor of it?
$130 million. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. It beat Corbin Carroll. It's pretty good. But people are going around saying, oh, he's going to make $230. And then they read the fine print. He has to win the MVP every year for 9 years to get $230.
Do you think that makes writers uncomfortable?
By telling you the fact that when you give, they want to give big numbers. People love seeing big numbers.
But I mean, it makes writers uncomfortable. Or like if it's late in the season and all right, he's in the MVP conversation, he's in the race, and you're voting who to give the award
Zaz,
to.
the NBA is the biggest thing because you can do all NBA.
Right.
And that
then you're
changes
eligible
the
for a
max
max
deal.
Yeah.
So they put a $10 million bonus essentially every year on it.
It's plus an all-star, but it's just stupid. You're not going to get it.
I looked up longest home run hit by a pitcher. You're going to like this one, Jeremy. Hideo Nomo hit a 575-foot home run during the Japanese League All-Star game. I mean, it's here. You think they just made that number up? Right here. Hideo Nomo, 575-foot home run, Tokyo Dome.
No.
Japanese All-Star
Is there
game,
video?
1995. Also, John Gray hit a 467-foot home run in 2017, but it was at Coors Field.
Didn't Galarraga hit one that was like 500 something?
Like the middle of the upper deck.
Yeah.
Close
My
to
favorite's
Nomo
the Bryce
territory.
Harper legend that in high school he hit one 550 feet with the aluminum bat. But, I mean, the craziest thing about the Ohtani thing last night is it's 4 innings, 1 run, 8 strikeouts. He hits a home run, drives into, they lose 5-3. And that's with the Dodgers. That sounds like what he used to do with the Angels. To have that happen with the Dodgers, he's the MVP.
Wasn't
The real
that valuable
question
then,
becomes,
still lost.
well, the real question becomes like who's second, who's third, who's fourth, because the National League has a bunch of really interesting candidates, ultimately including Kyle Stowers. But Kyle Schwarber is probably going to be above him with good reason. He has been unbelievable for
Free
the
agent.
Phillies. Yeah, what a
Going
year
to
for
get
him.
paid.
As he should. He's
Kyle
a ridiculous
Stowers,
hitter.
you have him high in the MVP race?
Yeah, I think that Kyle Stowers absolutely deserves to be high in the MVP race. He's third in the National League in OPS. He's taken a team in the Miami Marlins that were not supposed to be all that much and really buoyed their lineup for the huge portion of the year. He has, I believe, 3 walk-off home runs. He has multiple games where they won and he was the only guy driving in any runs. He actually plays a position, unlike the 2 guys ahead of him in Shohei Ohtani and Kyle Schwarber, who are only designated hitters. He's been pretty solid in
Hey,
left.
you can't make that case for Ohtani.
No, Ohtani's different. I said he should
That
be
is
the MVP.
weird. A minute ago, we were praising
No.
him. and now-
I'm saying in terms of hitting, right? It's a different thing, and Ohtani is a freak all of his own, right? He's at the beginning. But then you start to get to Pico Armstrong, who hasn't had a great second half the way he lit the world on fire at the beginning. You get to Manny Machado. I think that there's at least reason to consider a player like Stowers, although I know Adnan Virk totally disagrees with me.
Well, Adnan is here, and I'm so thankful to have him on our show. Hello, Adnan. It's really
Hi,
good to
David.
see
Nice
you
to
here.
see you.
on the
David, I
Dan
just
Le
want to
Batard Show.
congratulate you being welcome back to Miami. That was a great story. The president was reaching out open arms to have you back there. I still want to hear more about the nude beach with Larry Beinfest, if you don't mind.
Well, listen, I can't disclose more than that except to tell you that it didn't suck. And I did have my eyes up more than not because it's critical at a nude beach where your eyes are. But Adnan, you're coming here, and I would love to just talk about movies with you. But
please take a gun, David. We're back. We have a comedy in movie theaters. This is amazing. It's great.
Have you gone to the theater to see it?
I went opening night, David. I took my 14-year-old son. I said, buddy, I laughed uproariously when the first one came out. He said, Dad, what's uproarious mean? I said, don't worry about it. We're going to go watch this. We're going to have a blast. 27 minutes of trailers, David. Enough with the trailers and the commercials, please. Can we stop? AMC apparently now they just put out a statement yesterday. They're going to start to work on this a little bit. Thank God. 85-minute movie. That's 5 minutes of credits. It's a comedy actually in theaters. Liam Neeson is fabulous. As you and I know, Leslie Nielsen was a dramatic actor his entire career. When he did The Naked Gun, it was a lark. It was like, wait, he's going to do a comedy? Similarly, Liam Neeson has such great gravitas. We saw that in Schindler's List. We've seen him be an action star. Him doing a comedy is absolutely brilliant. It's great casting. Him and Pamela Anderson have wonderful chemistry. They've been canoodling together on the red carpet. Not every gag works, okay? I get that. There's some misses along the way. It's not the original. Of course, the original is an all-time classic, but it's very funny. I know you're going to enjoy it.
Adnan, did you show your son the original before you took him to this?
Zaslow, I did, and there was a few, questionable moments. My wife was like, I'm not sure if you should have that part. I'm like, gonna be a little quick on that one. And I said to her, I go, listen, the thing with The Naked Gun is there's no profanity, Zaslow. Even in the new one, there's not one four-letter word uttered. But there's sexually suggestive content here and there. I had to kind of cover his eyes for a sec. But he did like the original a lot.
So you cover his eyes for the sex part, but not the violence part. Are we just clear that that's how you roll?
We're okay with violence and, quite frankly, if there's a little bit of profanity, because we can't cover his ears that quickly. Anything with sex, I got to cover his eyes a little bit.
I again, for the record, and I'm not going to make an issue like Mike did about this. However, I don't get it. I don't get, Adnan, you're at a movie theater and there's about to be a pair of boobs and you're like, oh my God, stop the presses. Wait a minute, there's a machine gun that's killing someone. Please.
It's a lot easier to explain to a kid that that's fake. That murder, that actually didn't happen. Boobs, it's like a dick. I don't want to have this conversation.
That nipple's real, Adnan.
Absolutely true, Zaslow. But
do you believe that Kyle Stowers, do you know, Adnan, that Kyle Stowers was the throw-in the Rodgers trade here in Miami?
It's a great story, David, as you know, is that everyone said, okay, hey, Michael Elias never wants to part with anybody. Wow, he's giving up Norby. Prize prospect. He's going to get Rodgers. Rodgers, as you know, was terrible last season. Actually been pretty good this year.
He's lights out this year.
Right, he's been very good. So it's helped redeem that trade for Michael Elias. But, yeah, Stowers is a throw-in. And listen, I try to give love to my friends, right? I know Jeremy does a phenomenal job with the pitch clock. Quite frankly, he's keeping me in the Meadowlark family by having me on the pitch clock once a month, so I appreciate that.
Hey, the hockey show. Hey.
And the hockey show as well. Thank you to Roy, both those guys.
And the main show. Other than that,
other than those three shows.
Appearance coming to Nothing Personal.
And that's a full-time employee, actually.
Yeah, but
congrats on your co-hosting gig on Supodity. I see you.
I appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, Stu is keeping me in the mix as well. Back to Jeremy. I want to give a little love, right? It's like if University of Miami hit a big win, I would text Mike Ryan, hey, congrats to you, buddy. So with Taché, I text him like, hey, man, Stowers, 25 home runs, first homer off the lefty. His response, David, was, Stowers should absolutely be second or third in MVP voting. Do I have to come down there and smack the South Florida at him? I love Kyle Stowers. It's a great story. I'm rooting for the Marlins. I interviewed Yuri Perez at MLB Tonight this week, which I also texted Jeremy about. Luis, the translator, fantastic. I told Yuri Perez, I said, Yonder Alonso, fellow Miami guy, said that Yuri Perez reminds him of an eel. In 20-plus years of broadcasting, Yuri, I've never asked another man this. If you were a fish, what kind of fish would you be? Yuri laughs and says, I'd be a whale because I'm huge. So I don't know if he's a humpback or a beluga whale, but I love Yuri Perez. I love what the Marlins are doing. But Stowers is not second or third in MVP voting. Ohtani, Machado, Schwarber, PCA. There's a ton of other. Juan Soto, Pete Alonso. There's a lot of guys ahead of him.
It's the Machado one that really kills me, and PCA. If you look at weighted runs created plus.
Christ, Jeremy.
No, I mean, what do we care about in this league? Okay, you want batting average? We could do batting average and home runs.
Give me
you prefer
RBIs.
That? How about this? There's two guys in baseball hitting over 290 in terms of batting average with 25 or more home runs. You know who they are? Kyle Stowers and Aaron Judge. Those are the only guys in baseball. If you look at weighted runs created plus, he's fourth in the National League. He's sixth overall in Major League Baseball. Machado, 13th. PCA, 25th. Now, understandably, both of those guys are elite defensively at their positions. Machado, not the same way that he used to be.
Still
and I know
elite.
what Adnan Burke's going to say. He's going to say, hey, since 1997, the Padres haven't had a guy to lead the league in hits. Not since Tony Gwynn. You know who has a better batting average? Kyle Stowers. He's been better on a team where for half the year, they couldn't figure out who to put behind him in the lineup. He had guys like Matt Mervis, who's been DFA'd since then, hitting behind him.
Stinks.
And on the Padres, there are real guys hitting behind him. PCA has Kyle Tucker hitting behind him. Kyle Schwarber even. He's been spectacular. Obviously, he should be above. To
Kyle
me,
Stowers
offensively,
is
his
the best
valuable
Kyle
is there.
Kyle Tucker's better than him.
In terms of the statistics, in terms of the impact, Kyle Stowers has led a team that everyone anticipated being one of the 2 to 3 worst teams in Major League Baseball to the level of success where they're 6 games behind the San Diego Padres for a wild card spot. They have an opportunity with a crazy road trip coming up. 5 games in 4 days in Atlanta, 3 games against the Red Hot Guardians, 3 games against the Red Sox. If they can get through that and get back home and Kyle Stowers continues to be on fire, I just think the deeper we get into this, he should get the type of consideration to be second or third in MVP voting. He really should. He really should. I understand why Ohtani's always going to be number 1. He should be, right? What he did last night is ridiculous. He's always going to be there. And for that matter, Kyle Schwarber, ridiculous year. He's been unbelievable. I am having a tough time after those two finding anyone that should 100% be voted for above Kyle Stowers. I really do believe it.
Making me despondent about that whole diatribe is watching Billy and Mike just disinterested.
This is their team.
Yeah, I'm in on it. I've been part of the chat where I've been seeing people saying Kyle Stowers should be serious in the MVP conversation. I'm like, okay, this is a little ridiculous.
even Billy, who is an avid Marlins fan,
it is a bit
I don't
much.
understand why.
Well,
Billy,
because
if Stowers got a top 10 MVP vote, that would be a remarkable achievement.
Oh,
Go
he's
ahead.
definitely going to get a top.
look, he
all
could
of the
finish
stats.
top 5, top 7, but like the idea that he's going to make a serious run.
All right, you want
and
another
potentially win
one?
the MVP
You want
is
another one to back
crazy.
it up? Let's do it one more time.
It's okay.
No,
I
I'd
don't
rather
think I
talk
need
about
another one.
Eddington.
Okay.
They have a losing record.
Yes.
But let's talk about wrestling on what streaming program it's on for another hour.
Uh-oh.
Wow, Mike.
It's our local team. That was the local hour, right?
Another week and a half before we see Jeremy again.
Yeah, I'll never be
This
back
is
here.
really something.
Just excited about our local team.
I have
and
lost
having a
control,
star.
Adnan. You come on here, and this is what the issue is. We're trying to make you a part of our great family while you're swiping at our toes.
Stowers
that I
also,
had.
like, he's had a
Throw
good...
things up against Samson. I apologize. Go
He's
ahead.
had a good month and a half, which is why he's in all these conversations.
He had a really, really great 2 months to start the year, then had 30 games where he didn't hit a home run. He was awful, and we all thought that, all right, it was a fluke. And then over 33 games, home runs, RBIs.
Did you just demicrophone him? Is that it, Mike?
Turned it off. That's what we call it.
So we're now. I call it
He
demicrophone.
microphoned him. I like it.
I think that's a word. Verk, you said something that bothered Zaz, and I want to make sure that I have it right.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you say Superman
Michael,
sucked?
Oh, yeah. I thought it was terrible.
Adnan. Oh, come on, man.
I liked it.
Yes.
But let's hear this take.
Yeah, Zaz, I'm so excited to go see it. I see the trailer. I got to take my kids. Here we go. First, I don't want to sound just like Francesa, because somebody sent me the 8.5-minute rant. And I said, I'm not going to watch this. With respect to Mike Francesa, I don't need to see his movie opinions. I go, no, you got to see this. I got to be honest. Mike Francesa had more right than wrong in his review. What's with the dog? Enough with the dog. I don't care about crypto. It's the whole movie's with the dog. Also, my main issue is Aslo, way too much of Mr. Terrific. And I know James Gunn did
He
a
was
brilliant...
one of the highlights of the movie.
No. Gunn did a great job with Guardians of the Galaxy because he had all these different characters. And I get that. There's a myriad of options you can root for. Fantastic. First Guardians was fabulous. But in Superman, I want Superman. It's a Superman movie. I want to see Superman against Lex Luthor. I don't want Mr. Terrific hijacking, as you said, one of the best sequences of the movie. Why is he being featured? Lois Lane's running shotgun, Mr. Terrific. It was ridiculous.
I'm stunned.
Superman
I'm
was
stunned.
deprived of being Superman.
I'm stunned with this. I don't know the last time I enjoyed a movie as much as I enjoyed Superman. I had a smile on my face, Adnan, the entire movie, the entire time I was on the theater. I love that movie. Like, you didn't have fun watching that movie?
I was introduced to Mr. Terrific. I thought
Me
he did a
too.
great job. Look, I know the Superman character, and I know its limitations.
Right.
So I like being introduced to other characters that have a little bit more depth to them. And by the way, the dog was a great
awesome
decision because people struggle to find connection points to Superman. We've seen the story so many times, and he's perfect. He's got the one weakness, but everyone loves a dog. And that really helped endear this character in ways that, quite frankly, Warner Brothers has really struggled to do with since Christopher Reeve.
Adnan, did you at least like David Cornsweat?
Couldn't disagree with Mike more. To me, it felt like such an obvious attempt to play to the young audience, to kids, and to every dog lover out there. It has nothing to do with the movie. It doesn't help the movie at all. It doesn't help the narrative. It's just ridiculous. Oh, there's a dog. Hey, we'll cheer for the dog.
He may be a dog. He may not even be a good dog, but he's alone, and he's scared.
Mike, I
cried.
I also didn't think the guy was a great Superman. I'm not saying everybody has to be Christopher Reeve.
He was
I don't
solid.
think he's got charisma. I don't think
He
he's
was
a great
solid.
Superman.
He was solid. Superman's a tough role to have charisma for.
I thought he was a great.
I thought he was really good,
Super
but it's
handsome.
okay. I appreciate the perspective. I really do.
At least Mike and I can agree on Eddington. Can we talk Ari Aster?
Oh, the master of horror, even though he doesn't describe himself as a horror guy. Now, Eddington, not a horror. It seems as though Ari Aster wants to be a dark comedy guy. And Eddington, I have this theory, Adnan, that the movie is going to blow up when it hits the streamers for exclusively word of mouth because of how perfect this movie presented that whole very confusing time in COVID. It's about COVID, early stages of COVID in a New Mexico town, and it is an equal opportunity offender. I think some of the biggest laughs were from the jokes at the progressives' expense, and then, as Ari Aster is one to do, he does his
hell of a left hook. Then
he does his twist, and it may lose people because of that twist, like often his movies do to certain segments of the population. But I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was really funny, a really good dark comedy.
Yeah, I liked it a lot with you as well. Listen, the twist didn't necessarily work for me. It went in a much, much darker, more severe tone, but I appreciate Ari Aster has a singular vision. He makes movies like nobody else does out there. And the first time I thought was laugh out loud funny. Like Mike said, guys, I'm not the first guy in line to see a COVID comedy. I'm like, we have to live through the process. I'm not sure how much more could be said about it, but it's particularly skewing towards the left, which I thought was really well done and well charmed and scathing, and great performances as well from Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal. I really enjoyed it. Although I do kind of, to Mike's hinting, I wish he'd go back to those movies he did at the beginning. Like, I love Hereditary, I love Midsommar. I made those horror movies. Beau Was Afraid I enjoyed. It was certainly a good experiment, and I did like Eddington, but I'd love to see him go back to those horror movies. But a different movie to see at the multiplex.
Can I interest you in Augustine Ramirez as Rookie of the Year at least? Because three multi-home run games, two multi-stolen base games thus far in 89 games of his career. The first guy to do that.
Alrighty. Back to you guys.
Listen, I did hear Billy mention that the other day. I love Drake Baldwin. I'd push for him for the Braves. And if Mizorowski gets some more starts, obviously in the IL, but Augustine Ramirez has been great. No question.
Adnan, I am very excited for a movie that is coming out this weekend. Mike's into it also. I've been looking forward to this movie for months now. I already have my tickets. We're going tomorrow afternoon, me and my boys. We love horror films. Are you interested in Weapons?
I'm not as much of a horror guy as you, Zaz, so I am not running out to get tickets or taking my boys. But listen, I'm intrigued by it. Certainly anything is better than War of the Worlds and Ice Cube. I heard you guys discussing that, the 2% Rotten Tomatoes meter. Shout out to David, by the way, who wanted the IMDb score. Cody just kept wanting to give him Rotten Tomatoes. David's like, no, I want the IMDb score. Is it under 4 or not? Anyways, needless segue. I'm not seeing Weapons. I hope you enjoyed, Zaz. I'm sure it'll be good.
Wow, Mike, he's not going to see Weapons?
I mean, it's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got a good cast. It's got... Zaz,
don't you want to know?
I want to know why the kids are leaving.
Don't you want to know it's 2:17 a.m. in the middle of the night and the kids are running out of their homes and never coming back? Don't you want to know why?
2:17 a.m. is the middle of the night, Zaz. You don't have to say 2:17 a.m. in the middle of the night.
Well, maybe, again, Lord's time zone.
No, Lord's, it's still 2:17 a.m.
Okay.
I want to know when Eddington is streaming because that's what I've been waiting for. And I want you get worked up about not able to find your NFL. And then what works me up is I have to go look around at every streamer and see when Bad Shabbos is going to start streaming.
Aren't you a SAG member? Why don't you get like screeners?
Yeah, I get the screeners.
Yeah, no, David, weren't you in Dumb and Dumber or something? No, what
Three
was
Stooges.
it? Three Stooges.
Three Stooges, and I was not a SAG member, though I'm joining a union shortly.
Okay.
We can talk about that. That's a little spoiler alert.
Just
for
to go
later
in
in
and
the show,
bust
or
it from the inside.
maybe so
break
I
it
can
up.
Old Trojan horse.
I want to go to David's point, but when something is not streaming, David, are you like me? You get so frustrated, you go, fine, screw it, I'll buy it. I want to watch Barney's version with Paul Giamatti. It's not streaming. I'll pay $20. I'll get the physical media, and I'll put it in my DVD player and enjoy the Blu-ray. Do you do that?
Except I don't have a Blu-ray player or a DVD player anymore. Are you excited? Are you going on a book tour?
I am. Thank you for mentioning, buddy. Cinephile is the book. It's coming out August 26th. It's available right now. MangoPublishingGroup.com, which, of course, published Greg Cody's book. So they're there in Miami. Shout out to Hugo. You can go to Amazon.com, wherever books are sold. August 26th, the book comes out. And yes, I'll be on tour. Maybe, me and David Sampson together in New York City. We shall see.
I can only imagine how great it will be to read all of Adnan's movie views and views on life, because he's Adnan, Zaz, and his opinions, frankly, are more important with movies than yours.
It's not a competition, like whatever.
It's always a competition.
All right.
Adnan, thank you.
Thank you, David. And one last shout out to, listen, people forget the fact Samson's loyalties to Wisconsin. How about the Brewers? Best team in baseball. Pat Murphy, he's eating pancakes out of his pocket. Love it. Go Brew Crew.
Adnan, just had to get that in.
Can't wait for him to be as right about the MVP stuff as he was about predicting the Diamondbacks and Royals to go to the World Series at the beginning of the year.
That's tough, though, Jeremy. Don't do that.
Oh,
Don't
I know.
be that guy.
Come on.
Who
I'm
was your preseason
playing around.
pick?
I didn't pick anybody. That's why I shove it off on you guys.
Easy to
Attaboy,
be
Samson.
you.
Oh, of course. I'm just having some fun.
It's not right. It's just not right.
It's not right for me to have fun around here.
Apologize for having fun, Jeremy, right now.
I apologize. I'll look directly at the camera. I apologize for having enthusiasm and having fun.
I want
this place of
accountability.
work.
He looks great though.
Insincere.
Look how thin he looks. Remember all the fish we made fun of him for cooking, and it's paying off.
Thanks,
all the
man.
healthy lunches.
His
appreciate that.
arms are incredibly shiny.
He looks
and
sick.
Just
Wow.
amazing.
Thanks.
I will
Appreciate
say this, David. Right before the show came in, we were
look sick.
complimenting him,
Appreciate
saying, "You look good." Like he's like, "Yeah, I feel great." I go, "That's gonna change real soon."
Yep. It's
I gave him a
10:01
warning.
a.m. and it's totally
I gave him a warning. I
changed.
go, "That's gonna get used to that feeling. That's gonna change in about 20 minutes."
Week and a half
friends."
away from this place.
He said he's got a little thinner for health purposes and not to look better.
It is.
I was like, you liar.
No, genuinely.
You know that you're on TV now.
Well, yeah, but also I spent 3 years ballooning on TV, and it was partially
Sorry about
because
that.
of unhealthy habits and stress, and probably being bullied.
Bullying. His doctor said, has your heart been bullied?
I believe it's more like your candy cabinet, but in any case, one of the
Fast food.
Fast food. That's
Yeah, the getting out of games at midnight and going, oh shoot, I haven't had dinner.
Just like, let's all close our eyes. Just like give your order that you do at like 1 a.m. wherever you are. Just like say it to the restaurant. We're all
McDouble,
listening.
large fries,
Oy.
large Coke Zero.
This was a good bit. All
Why
right,
are
back
we
to you
closing
guys.
our eyes for this?
Because I just want to visualize Jeremy at like 1 a.m. after a Heat game, just like a sad. Wednesday
Yeah,
work.
I've got sleeves rolled up from the button-down shirt, the tie a little bit loose, driving through the drive-through, of which I'm certainly the only person dressed that way at 12:30 in the morning.
I'm
AM
going to
in the
give you a
middle
word
the
of
night.
advice. If you're going to be in the baseball world, and this just comes from experience, you cannot give in to eating after games like that.
No, I
simply
don't now.
cannot.
I don't because of my health. It became a problem. And so now I'm trying to be healthy, and I get the added benefit of the vein side.
The problem was you
paying
said
off.
that you don't like to eat before a broadcast. Like you don't want to be full. So it's like if you don't eat before,
Yeah,
you're
I've just
starving
decided
after.
to power through that.
It's really because you don't want to make duty during the game.
That is part of it.
He also got caught during a Heat game. Like
Oh my God, it was the
remember, yeah.
worst.
Well, you shouldn't eat when you're on TV. However, I will tell you that the baseball time clock is if you're going on the air at 6 p.m. for a 7 o'clock game, generally about 4:42, you put a bite in, you eat a little bit, and then you power through, but you
Yep.
eat a good breakfast. In the
Yeah, that's
baseball
that's
world, you
basically
have
what
to eat a
I've been
good
doing
breakfast.
at this point is like either an early lunch or a late breakfast. I'm sure the audience is really intrigued by the timing of when I'm eating
I just
my food
want
now.
you to know that you look great,
Thank you.
and you're doing that, and I'm sorry that you come in here and all of a sudden you're having a bad day.
Oh, I'm having a great day.
bring any
You
fish
guys
in?
just told me that I look great. I didn't bring fish
No
today.
fish
A little
today?
turkey sandwich.
Okay, I need to get back to smelling salts because I don't understand why we don't have them.
Avoiding salt on my food as well.
We have everything. We have costumes. We have love. We've got all of these little games and gimmicks. We have Adnan speaking incorrect grammar, a myriad of. We don't have smelling salts. And the reason I'm obsessed with it is that the NFL went backwards all the show yesterday. And the problem is when we do shows, they stay forever. But you do a show saying smelling salts are banned. And it turns out they're not banned. One day later.
I'll be honest. I thought they were banned. Like I thought smelling salts had been gone, except for hockey. I thought they'd been gone for a while.
If I understood the story correctly, I believe this is George Kittle's fault. So I think George Kittle decided to break the news that smelling salts were banned, and then the NFLPA or the NFL or someone came out and clarified this. So they're not banned. You just have to bring your own smelling salts moving forward.
Like David, that's a liability issue, is what they're doing.
It's what
there,
we
right?
did with tobacco in baseball. and it's total horse hockey because we did give players tobacco. We just couldn't do it overtly. We just would hide the cans in a different place.
So there's no reason to believe these NFL teams are not still going to have smelling salts available.
We can't get them ourselves.
We've been efforting all morning.
How do you think the players are going to do it? In plantation?
Well, it's one of those things where you can do it. It's pretty easy on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like, we're trying to get it this morning, and our local CVS didn't have it, so we're efforting.
I'm just saying that the players will not be bringing their own smelling salts to games.
Have you ever tried smelling salts?
I've never.
I never either.
I'm too scared. There's a whole lot of stuff I haven't tried.
I mean,
And
not
I don't mean like
scared,
skydiving. I like skydiving, but I'm talking about like smelling salts or drugs of most kinds.
I did it a few weeks ago on my dad's podcast randomly. It came up before this was even a story. My dad
What
brought
do you
it
mean
up.
randomly? Like you're in the middle of conversation?
It came up on one episode on the podcast, and we were like, let's order it. And the next week, we did it, and it was terrible. I hated it. Yeah, bad.
Did it cause you to have a...
I'm not even sure I got the full experience because I hated it so much, but I got like a few whiffs, and it just like it stayed with me for like an hour. It was terrible. I hated it.
Have you guys seen those? I think they're called boomsticks that they
Yes.
sell. That
I've
they
considered buying those.
Yeah,
I had
how
those.
does that work, and what's the difference between like smelling salts and that? Because that, like, I think it was like introduced to most people on like Shark Tank or like Shark Tank clips that go out there. And now they sell them like at the airport. It's basically like a nasal, like it looks like a chapstick that you stick up your nose, and you just take like a whiff, and it
Isn't
like
that
clears
Afrin?
you all the way up.
I had those back in the old studio.
And
They worked.
yeah,
I liked having them in my car.
what
But
does
it
it
worked-
If
do?
it was a
worked
late
what?
night and I would get a little drowsy at the wheel, I'm like, oh, I'm a little tired.
But
Let
what
me
does it
just-
do?
Yeah, it worked what?
It's kind of like a little slap in the face.
But like it clears up. Like if you're sick, it clears you up, or it gives you like an energy shot. Like I don't know what they
it's
do.
kind of like if
I
you
just see
smell-
it and I see like Robert Hirsch, whatever his name is, go woo! And he has like a crazy face. I'm like, dude, I think
You ever
if
smell
were doing,
Viva
like,
Peru?
Coke right now. What?
If like they put a little Viva
Yeah.
Peru on your chest, it's kind of like
I'm
how it is.
sorry, gentlemen. What
Vapor rub.
are you not describing Afrin?
I don't know what it is. That's what I'm asking. I don't know what it is.
I don't
It's a
know.
Wait,
boomstick.
is that
I
an
don't know what
old
it's called. I
person's
just like
thing?
what it does.
This can't be happening to me. I'm not allowing this as. If you don't back me up here, we're in a fight. If you're telling me you don't know what Afrin is,
It's a nasal
this
spray.
can't be. Yes.
Oh yeah.
You stick it up your nose.
It's like
and it does
addicting,
stuff.
right? It's one of those things you do it.
You don't let your kids do it. It can
Right.
ruin your nasal
Once
wall.
you start doing it, it
Are
clears
they
you
a
up, but
sponsor?
then you'll
It's
need
the
it
greatest thing
worse the next day. It's one of those things.
No, I'm not trying to do
It's like the
that.
chiropractor.
I never been.
Once you go, you got to keep going back.
Yeah.
It says simple ingredients, essential oils, and menthol inhaler.
That's
Yeah.
the Afrin or that's the boomstick?
That's a
No,
boom
that's a
boom.
boomstick. You definitely smell the menthol.
I want to go back to me looking great for a second.
Yeah.
I think that even when I was weighing a little bit more, I looked great because it's most important that what's going on the inside.
All right, back to you guys.
No, because it's really important because I don't want anybody in our audience to feel like if they've gained a little bit of weight in recent times that they
Yeah, they're
shouldn't still
being
feel good
judged.
about themselves. No, you should still feel great about yourself regardless of what your weight is so long as your health is intact. Because
There's a whole
I don't want us
industry,
or anybody
Jeremy.
else. I understand
He's
there's an
ashamed of
industry.
his vanity.
I don't think that should be where we are because it's really impacted my mental health and I don't want it to impact anybody else's. I put too much weight into my literal weight and I don't want anyone else to do that. So yeah, I look beautiful, but I would have looked beautiful if I was, a lot heavier.
We get it. Yeah, not making fun of fatties.
Got it.
It has menthol, eucalyptus oil, and peppermint oil in it.
Oh man.
I don't think that seems healthy to me. I'd prefer us not to do smelling salts, boomsticks. There was a story I heard when you guys did your pirate ship when you didn't invite me. Story of having people do smelling salts or something. I can't remember what it was, but I don't want to be a part of that. While I'm in the chair, if you want to do it tomorrow and bring in smelling salts to your heart's
I would try it.
content,
Yeah, I would try it.
I think that you could end up like Lloyd Bridges.
I don't know what that is.
Airplane.
Thank you,
Oh,
Roy.
with the hair. Okay, very good.
Lloyd Bridges, he sniffed. I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
The ones that I had, it like affected the whole room. Like if Zaz did it, you would feel it too.
Smelling salts?
Yeah.
Some secondhand.
Maybe I did
smelling
it
salts.
poorly. I like opened up the container and it just if my wife walked into the room like an hour later and she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Sorry, I did."
I love the idea of leagues covering up their players' concussions. I love when boxers do it between rounds. I love when NFL players do it. I love when you get knocked to the ground, you do a little smelling salt, and you come up, and boom, you're good to go.
I'm fairly certain it is banned in boxing. Smelling salts. I don't think boxing allows it. But I was wrong apparently with the other sports. Like it's been legal.
I thought Mike Tyson used to do it all the time.
Oh, but I mean, it got banned eventually. Like, yeah, I'm sure he did do it at one point, but boxing does not allow it.
I think that's a mistake. I think sports are worse off for not allowing. I think steroids, smelling salts, let everyone do everything. What's the actual difference?
I mean, I'm not going
If
to
everyone can do
I'm good with
everything,
it too.
they stopped a sport that was going to happen. Did you guys read about this? I mean, this would be. I wanted Billy to actually do this, where you participate in Olympic events on steroids. It's called the Steroid Games.
Okay, hold on. Let's just rewind it. You want me to take steroids and do the Olympic
Because
Games?
you're an athlete, you say that you can kick field goals, you can hit.
No, I
you can hit.
I used to.
fastballs. You can catch fly balls. You can tackle players. You've told me you can do all these
No.
things.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I can kick a field goal. I can hit off a baseball
Yeah,
player.
no. This side of the room can do all of those things. I'm very aware of my very precipitous decline in athleticism and really just health in general. I mean, Jeremy on the other end, we were bookending these two great athletes here as like two chubbos, but now Jeremy's gotten in shape and I look like shit still. So like I'm on an island over here. I can't do anything. I can barely tie my shoes.
Well, if you took steroids,
I've thought about that.
you'd be able to do everything.
Where do you think you would get them if you thought about where you would acquire them?
It's Miami.
There's a gym I used to go to that I'm pretty sure a lot of people were doing steroids because it was like this little mom and pop gym, and they had like a whole room was just like mirror walled. And this was like, I was like fresh out of high school at the time when I was going there. Honestly, the best gym I ever went to, these boutique gyms, the LA Fitnesses of the world, where it's all just pish posh and let me be vain. This is like real, like you're on there, meat and potatoes type gym. And then, like, people would just go disappear behind this mirror wall. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what air conditioning back there? Like, what's happening? And then, like, because I was young and naive. And I quickly realized, they're probably just all shooting up steroids. Because they go in there, like, 2 at a time, and then come back out a couple minutes later. And I was like, all right, well.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's say that's accurate what you're saying. What would you do? Like,
I couldn't get steroids.
But like,
if I
would you
even
walk
wanted
up
to
to them and you're just like, "Yo, you got them roids?"
No, I couldn't if I wanted to. Like we've gone over a number of times. Like my barber thought that I was a police officer. Yeah. I don't give off like I can go obtain illegal things easily. I'm not. I don't look like someone that people could trust with.
Well, what if
illegalities.
right before you asked them if they got them roids? What if right before that, like you snort a line? You're like, oh, this guy. I mean, he's.
They're not doing that at the gym.
Well, there's a mirror wall. I'm telling you.
They're not doing. How do you do cocaine on a wall?
You go behind the mirror wall, and then there's another world back there, and then they come back up. Yeah, come on, man.
Billy doesn't give off drugs. We used to have to walk from the Clevelander to like the 7th Street garage, like 3 blocks. I would daily get offered drugs on the walk just because of my look.
Daily?
No one offered to sell me drugs ever.
Would
Like
walk
it was
by
so
me.
insulting.
I would get the weed, coke as I'm walking by someone like every day, and I would tell them. Billy's like, I never get
It was
that.
so insulting. Like no one thinks I could be addicted to drugs. I don't like. Come on, look at me,
Jeremy. You got it. That happened to me all the time.
Were the choices only weed and coke?
Mike, would you get
That
it?
was what I heard. Yeah.
No, I never got offered
Wow,
cocaine.
Roy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never been offered any of that stuff except the one time that I was at a bachelor party in Costa Rica.
I'm sure you got offered
That
a lot.
doesn't count.
Good golly.
Come on.
And so
what I've
I view
heard.
that as not
Your
counting.
generation ruined that for ours.
Yeah.
We can't go to Costa Rica, can't go to Colombia. If you say, there's a bachelor party in Colombia or Costa Rica, you'll get, hell no, I know what happens.
I have
there.
some friends that do scary things there.
What is that?
I've never gone.
You can kill a guy.
Wait, hold on. What does that mean? Do
I don't.
scary things.
I'll tell you off air.
If you want to kill a guy, you can kill a guy.
That I didn't do that,
It's like Hostel.
but I will
I've heard
say
it's very overwhelming.
it may be the only time that I was happily in a pool with other people.
Wait, what?
Normally, I'm not happy, but in a Costa Rican bachelor party at a pool, there's just a lot going on. And so you're in the pool, and I got past all of my germ issues.
Why is Andy Slater always in Colombia?
I'm not answering that. I bet you could ask him yourself, but I believe that if you got him, you have him smoke them.
Did what? Did you play the pee-pee game in the pool?
No, there
Did
were
they
a
pee
lot
in the
of other
pool?
games.
Whoa,
Whoa.
What other
There
games?
was a
that
lot of other stuff.
night.
Come
going
on, man.
in the
Just
pool.
tell us. It's fine.
No, it's Costa Rica. Anything goes. Where you can be a 65-inch Jewish-looking middle-aged guy, and there are people saying, "Wow, you're super attractive," and would you like drugs?
It's always weird when you say your height in inches.
Jews are attractive.
I can't figure that out.
Don't say 65 inches.
65
That's how tall I am.
inches.
Just say whatever you are.
12
5.
inches in a foot.
Yeah, 12 times
You can
2
do it,
is
Mike.
24.
I believe in you.
5'5"?
Yeah, you guys.
I know
are
you
the
think it
greatest.
sounds better.
It
Just say
doesn't.
5'5".
I think
Don't give me a
65
math
inches
problem.
sounds taller than 5'5".
65 inches sounds like you might be in the 6 foot range.
Because
That's-
somebody,
You start tricking people.
you're just
That'd be
hoping
72.
someone thinks you're saying 6'5".
No, it's like
No,
when they measure
I
babies in
always-
months.
Hey,
How
my
many months
child
old are
is-
you?
My child is 26 months.
Don't get me started on the weeks.
Yeah.
Babies and weeks, I check out.
Yeah, don't.
My child is 161 weeks.
Hate that.
I mean, it's absurd.
If you say 53 weeks, like your baby's almost 1.
If you're
52
53 weeks, you're
53
over
weeks.
1.
You're over
You're
one,
over
yeah, but
two.
that's close.
Like over 3.
This is why you say
No, you're
years.
not.
This is why you go years.
This is why you embarrass yourself in front of Jeff Conine yesterday.
God, that one sat with
What
me.
a great... He texted me about it. He said, was Cody doing show?
I don't think he knows my name.
He
No,
knows
he
exactly
Now I know
it.
you're lying.
No, he knows exactly it.
Did he have a good time? It didn't seem like
He
it.
loved it.
I didn't. He seemed not happy.
He's hard to read.
Yeah.
He's just very... that's how he played. Except when his frustration would come out, he'd bend his helmet, the ears, until they'd snap.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't, he was very...
I don't
He's
think
intense.
He didn't like my joke where I was like, Josh Beckett, we should have saved him for Game 7.
He also didn't like me saying, "Hey, that great NLCS game that you had a pretty bad game prior to the game winning
Yeah,
hit."
That was an
bad.
interesting tack that you took.
That was
there.
bad move.
I'm not sure what your plan
0 for
was
1
there.
with a ground into a double play. I think.
It's a story of perseverance.
I think what you said was you had a really terrible game.
you had a
He
bad
did
look.
say that.
Look, runs were at a premium. All right, he got the game-winning hit,
Right.
But he also grounded into a double play and got picked off at second. That's
I don't
pretty
know
bad.
if this would shock you, but there are people who come to your atmosphere and don't actually enjoy it.
I was paying him a compliment and also doing a show. Also, I had heard that he was in the area of Adrian Peterson when it came into handshakes. So when he showed up in those jeans with a tucked in polo and jeans, I'm like, this guy's going to try to rip my hand off. I got to give him the business. I dominated that handshake.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't just give you knuckles.
It
He's
was
more of a knuckle
underwhelming.
guy.
It was underwhelming, the handshake. Just because I thought it was going to be amazing.
Hey, what's up, Le Batard fans? This is Roz Goldenwood, co-host of The Good Follow Show, presented by DraftKings. And it has been a wild week in the WNBA. Wigs, dildos, catching cases. Oh my. The Indiana Fever, they've been hot, hot, hot. Do not count them out, even though Caitlin Clark has been hurt. Dejanay Carrington is heading to the Minnesota Lynx. How does she impact this stacked squad? Speaking of stacked squads adding incredible talent, Emma Meesseman goes to the New York Liberty, and we talk about her debut and how she's looking with the defending champions. And the Connecticut Sun, are they moving to Boston? We're going to break down all of the tea around this potential blockbuster sale. Good Follow Show, you can catch us every Tuesday and Thursday, wherever it is that you get your podcasts. Come pull up and kick it with us while we talk about women's sports.
I want to be excited about baseball as we head to October, but I feel like the feelings I used to have where NFL starts overtaking. And it's happening earlier and earlier. Roger Goodell's getting his wish, but the preseason is getting underway starting tonight.
Yeah.
And people are unnecessarily jacked up, and I'm not.
I can't believe, like, the Hall of Fame game was, last week? And, I mean, I can't spend any time watching that. But you see what the ratings were for the Hall of Fame, which is a dog shit game, all right? And people love it. Everyone's watching. It's crazy.
It's outdrawing the NBA. It's outdrawing Major League Baseball. And it's,
Like big games?
do you understand that the Hall of Fame game, which is a preseason game, and can we name who played? Chargers, Lions. I think that's who played, and I think the Chargers blew them out. I think. Hall of Fame game. Can't name. I don't think any starters played. 6.9 million people watched that game. Side note, only 2 Stanley Cup games, hockey show, Panthers guys. Only 2 Stanley Cup games drew more.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
I feel like it's got to be people are just kind of putting it on, right?
People wanted to see Trey Lance, man. Big game for him.
You just check in, right? People are not watching that game like they're watching the NHL final. I don't care. I just can't believe
it.
You have to believe it.
You
It's
just
insanity.
put it on, though. You just put it on.
No,
People
Chris
don't
is
actually
right
care.
about that. You're not sitting there on the edge of the couch locked in, but more people are casually watching that game than these other huge games.
It's
And
still
even that right there is
interesting.
crazy.
It's still interesting. It's crazy.
NBA, there were 2 finals games that had 2 non-finals games with more, and that's it. And I think I have these stats right, but you can cross-check. The point is that preseason is something, and they're trying to get rid of it, which they should. But now what everyone wants to talk about, and I have a slightly different thought on this, is the Cleveland Browns. And I don't know if you know this, Az, but my goal today, Thursday, my last day in the chair, was to see if I could see the veins on Mike Ryan. That's what I've been looking for.
Hey, yo.
Well, is Mike, are you still totally out on the Browns?
Yes.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
But
there was a way to be back in if Cam Ward got drafted by them.
By the way, quick side note, I've noticed ESPN this morning and NFL Network yesterday. Are we doing Cameron Ward? They're writing Cameron
I heard
Ward.
that this morning,
It seems to be his preference in the pros.
That's interesting.
He's allowed to give that. I assume it's like baseball where the players give the name they want, and then you spread that to all of the stadiums and networks.
But
and
Cam Ward is
that's how
just
your name
better.
is.
Someone should tell him.
Cameron. I think 3 syllables is always the
Cam
better
Ward
way to
just
go.
slaps, though. That's just a cool name.
He could just. I think you could just go with one name. But Mike, I want to talk about the Browns because everyone seems to think there's a quarterback sitch because Sanders is starting the first game. And I am trying. I'm trying to get people onto my side, which is I want the Cleveland Browns to be the best team in football because I want the Haslams to wallow in Deshaun Watson and recognize the fact that he was the problem from day one, and I haven't been able to get there. But I think this is the year with Flacco, with Pickett, with Sanders, and with, I think, 2 others.
Gabriel, I think
My guy.
Tyler Huntley's in the mix again.
Oh, yeah, Snoop.
Yeah.
Can I get you to watch the game?
No, not really.
Damn it.
I'm locked in on Cam Ward, though. I like Baker and Cameron.
I want you to be worked up about it. I want your
No, I think
fandom.
it's a very interesting, a hell of their own design. So I'd like to discuss that, but I see the biggest media story of the summer is onboarded here on our show.
We have Pablo ready?
Yeah, he's ready.
Pablo! Thank God you're here.
We didn't get to see Mike's veins.
I've been just waiting for the veins.
He's been
Waiting
worked
for
up.
those varicose veins.
Well, there's-
I guess.
I don't think those are varicose veins. Those are just veins. But
Well-
Pablo, he's been worked up, but I assume that you can't focus on this because you are knee-deep finding stuff out. There was applause in the room when it was announced that you had a rumored 7-figure deal with the Atlantic.
Man, you're rich now.
The Atlantic.
Athletic, yeah. That's,
The Athletic.
Careful.
Thanks. Hi, guys.
Pablo, do you know how much we have to pay for these WWE pay-per-views or not? Like, what the hell's going on here?
Find that out.
I don't know what's going on over there. I just know that if you're to total my now cable sports, not even cable, but just like sports watching budget, it's almost $1,000. I don't know how or what I'm getting. I just know that it's an insane amount. I also know, by the way, that this whole Cameron Ward thing reminds me of how I got scolded for trying to call Patrick Mahomes, Pat Mahomes, because he also wants to do the full thing, right? This is the thing.
Patrick kind of slaps, though. Like, Patrick Mahomes slaps, like, more than Pat Mahomes.
Pablo, please do not go past what you did and what you're finding out, because this has been the summer of you, and I'm just not willing to just talk about nonsense here. I want to talk about how you're preparing, how the launch is going to be with The Athletic and the New York Times, and whether we can expect continued. What exactly is the passion that drove you to this partnership, and what can we expect?
Thank you for genuinely asking a question. I'm in a defensive crouch because every time I do this show, I'm trying to figure out how to distract Dan into not insulting me. So it's really exciting. Look, it's an exciting thing because we are going to keep making the show at Meadowlark Media. Like, that's the most exciting thing, is that The Athletic, the New York Times, came to us at a meeting in the New York Times building, and they made it very clear that they want us to do the show exactly as we've been doing it, which involves taste testing athlete weed brands, which involves making butter sculptures of myself with Dan Le Batard's money. All of that stuff they enthusiastically want. And so the whole idea of what's changing is ideally for the audience, like nothing, except for the fact that we will now have access, if we do this right, if we earn the trust of our partners at the New York Times and The Athletic, if we do that stuff right, we'll do even more ambitious investigations and even more ambitious episodes. And the upside for us is that we get to access, we get to launder, I would say, our brand of, occasionally high journalism, highbrow, also lowbrow journalism, into an audience that is unfamiliar with us as of yet. And that's really exciting. So that's what's happening on September 4th. That's the first episode we'll be launching with, which is I don't want to spoil that episode. It's a big one. But yeah, I'm really, 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 really excited and grateful.
Can we help you with that one?
Us.
Do you need help from Meadowlark or from Dan's show? What can we do to help you actually continue to grow and be great?
I would say that for that episode, one of you in that room in Miami, one of you will be called upon. One of you will be called upon. I don't want to say anything more, but one of you is very important to the episode.
Can we vote for it to not be someone?
Me?
I think it's about Kyle Stowers.
Must be.
That was my fear.
I think that Pablo is going to launch with an entire local PTFO.
A Stour Hour.
You're going to find out whether who is going to vote for Kyle Stowers as MVP.
We're pivoting to a Marlins podcast. Correct. That's what the New York Times has purchased.
That's what they've demanded. Now, they didn't purchase it. It's a license.
Sorry, they purchased the right to license us. Yeah, and that's, by the way, people, I guess I'm sort of numb. Like, part of the journey for people who care about the journey of Meadowlark, in which I am on lots of calls, and I am also confused about what we're doing here. It's really cool to see an institution basically be like, whatever you guys are up to, we want in on that. And that's why I've been wasting Dan's money, guys. This has been the game the whole time. I want an institution to buy the right to license something, which means, for people who don't know what licensing is, it just means that they advertise, monetize, promote the show, but they don't own the show, to David's very correct correction. It's an ideal sort of like rental of us with the promise of being long-term tenants. And that's ideal. I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day about this, trying to explain it because nobody knows what licensing is, and I totally understand why. And yeah, the reaction is this is a best of both worlds kind of scenario where we give up none of the freedom, but we have lots of upside. And they likewise, if we somehow regress into a Kyle Stowers-centric podcast, they can be like, yeah, this is a nice experiment. We don't want to do this anymore. And I would also understand.
Pablo, I have a question about meaningful journalism, because you did some meaningful journalism that actually brought about change. Why does that work in the sports world, but it doesn't work in real life? For example, yesterday, one of the richest CEOs in the world gave the president a literal piece of gold in exchange to be exempt from the president's whimsical tariff policy. Normally, that would be covered, but it's not really. It just happens in front of cameras. Hell, the administration uses that opportunity as a press moment, when in previous generations this would be shameful. But you put out an episode and you see immediate shame and and change is brought about because of it. Why doesn't it happen in real life anymore?
I did love, by the way, the whole thing where Tim Cook, head of the richest company in the world, I think, still, when he presents what Mike is not exaggerating, which is say a golden base with a whole like thing on top of it, much like what Gianni Infantino presented to him, by the way, for the Club World Cup.
He's openly taking payouts.
Resides.
He's openly like.
I mean, look, it's very obvious. I think you just have to look at Donald Trump's face as he's smiling. It's working. Like the gift is working. That's why everyone does it, is that it works. The thing I actually am glad that David is sitting in the chair for is this conversation, because the argument for why Tim Cook should do this, of course, is not anything related to some moral anything. It's that he has a fiduciary duty to the shareholders of Apple to do stuff that works. And the quid pro quo works. It is absolutely, David, something that will make Apple more profitable, which is why everyone does it.
And you're super happy if you're an Apple shareholder. Super duper happy as you're looking at your ROI and you're looking at how your stock has grown. And Mike, I think that this should be vein worthy. There are gifts that are given to kings all the time. And it's been going on for hundreds of years.
Kings.
Yeah, I said that word purposefully.
Yeah, but we're not a monarchy.
Well, there's 80 million people who disagree with you that they elected this person.
No.
Yes,
No. That is a fallacy.
It's
and I
not.
hate it when my Republican friends do this, that this is the will of the people. This is not. This is the will of Project 25, which he expressly said he had nothing to do with, and then they just go with the lie. This is not what he ran on. It's not. Hell, even the thing that is closest to what he ran on was a lie, because it's not violent criminals and gang members. So I don't understand why we're just willingly, and it's not by coincidence that habeas corpus is removed from the Constitution, and it's not a fucking coding error, all right? It's not any of that. It's happening right in front of you. And because you're ignorant and you want to refuse to admit that you were wrong, you don't want to capitulate, you're literally going to turn into a monarchy.
I got the veins, Pablo. Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah, as I say, they're varicose.
They're still not varicose.
I can see all of them.
They're protruding.
But nobody seems to give a shit. They've effectively flooded the zone. I mean, what's happening? The world's most notorious human trafficker just gets moved to a minimum security prison.
Talking about Maxwell?
Yes.
Wait, what did you call her?
Most infamous living human trafficker.
Infamous. I thought you meant like the best. Like,
no, the most
really
infamous.
No. Do we want a power rank? Can we get a top 5 human traffickers?
David, you got that.
But it's happening right in front of people. And it runs counter to the promises that were made on the campaign trail. And yet the base just goes along with it. Why? We know that Democrats are going to be angry. Why aren't Republicans?
Well, this is so the question that you originated was a good one. Like, why does this matter in sports but not in politics? And I think the answer is in the ability for shame to be a guardrail, however fleeting, by the way. I wouldn't say that the NFLPA currently is covering itself in glory. And spoiler alert, I'm still reporting on that story in terms of how they are handling the regime change. But there was a regime change. And there was somebody in the character of Lloyd Howell who was like, this is too much for me. I'm not built for this. I am, in fact, built not different. I don't want this. Trump has certainly this bed of nails phenomenon where he can just handle everything, and the more scandals, the less pain is inflicted. The thing about, like, okay, what matters? Like, the Jeffrey Epstein thing, I was just having this debate last night with some very smart people. And the thing I argue is not that we finally got him. We finally got the thing that Elon Musk was not when it came to like, his betrayal is going to be the real death knell, or the convictions, which were obviously something that he wriggled out of and nobody cares. The reason why is because I think when you run a campaign premised on the number one problem in America that they're not telling you about is pedophilia, and the deep state is what's enabling it, and then you become the deep state, and now you're like, the pedophilia thing, not a big deal. You lose those anti-political people who don't care about politics, who you got into your coalition. And this is, by the way, this is Joe Rogan, this is Andrew Schultz, this is, go down the line, right? These are Theo Von. These are the people who are like, whoa, 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 whoa. This feels like a bridge too far in terms of what our capacity to swallow is going to allow. And that sensitivity to his base, I think, is why Trump is acting so weirdly about this. I don't know what's in the files yet, but
Wait a minute.
I do know that he is behaving in a way that suggests he is afraid of his base turning on him because of it. And that, to me, he's always had a good read on his base. And he's seeing these manosphere, quote unquote, I hate that term, but those guys being like, this is too much. And that, to me, is interesting as a signal.
I'm just going to go on record, and I'm happy to go on record today at this moment, that if Pablo Torre finds out what's in the Epstein files, and he needs one of us in the room, and that's the first episode, who's the volunteer? Who's there? Who do you got?
I don't think anyone will care. We've passed a tipping point. There is clear and obvious upfront corruption and bribes happening in front of everybody's face. Like the Maxwell leaks yesterday, coordinated as they were, that she reportedly didn't have anything bad to say about Donald Trump. What a coinkydink, as Donald Trump's former personal attorney goes and meets with her 2 weeks ago, and she's moved to a minimum security federal prison. This is overt. This is clear as day. These aren't context clues. This is playing out right in front of you. The president gets to say in front of a microphone, "Oh, I know nothing about that." Really? That defies all logic. And plus, he's lied several times about it. The files were made up. They're not actually real. They're on someone's desk. None of this matters. And we're well beyond the tipping point of it ever mattering. Now, there have been societal shifts. I don't want to discount us from ever turning around from this. I think we can, but AI makes everything way more difficult. The rules that they put in place to really tear down the republic makes it harder to climb out from, and it seems like we're further away than ever.
No, I think they'll care. I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, Pablo, you got at
Thanks,
least
guys.
3 deep people who want to be part of that episode.
Look, the NFLPA head.
You're on the. You want to be on the list about the list.
I was gonna say, it sounds like you're gonna
Thanks for
reveal a
signing
list,
up.
and when you said it involves someone here, it's like, whoa, someone's on the list.
No,
that
this
works
is the
here? Like,
list
this is
about
weird.
the Epstein list.
Where's
Very
Joe?
different
He's
story.
been on vacation too long. I need Joe to talk me down.
Where's Mika?
I hate you guys.
Can you find out where they've been?
I'm in the green room. Joe was on the show today. Come on.
What? Where was he tan? He better be tan. That better be a nice base.
We're all tanner than we'd otherwise be in the month.
How
of
can
August,
anyone
Mike.
go on vacation during a time like this? Where's Dan?
Yes. Can I briefly point out a couple of things?
Please.
Cortez, who is texting me, as a producer, Pablo Torre finds out some important information because people have been wondering, do we need to subscribe to anything? Is stuff going to be paywalled? What is happening? And so, to be very clear, podcast still given to you for free. YouTube videos, full episodes given to you for free. You should subscribe to the New York Times and The Athletic for lots of good reasons, but that's not because you must do that to listen and watch us. So just to clarify again, we're not going to make you pay for anything, although you can pay for subscribers to my Substack, in which we'll give you exclusive content and like meetups and stuff, and I'll make it worth your while. You can be on a list about the list about the list, even. You can be told about who should be on the
You're
list.
going to
about the
make
list.
it worth my while.
Pay your Substack to know where to meet you.
Well,
How do we get
that's
Red Zone,
information
Pablo?
people are.
How do we get Red Zone?
How much am I paying for WWE now?
Careful here, Pablo. I'm just begging you to be careful.
I don't know what you guys have been doing today.
Trying to figure
But
out
it all
answers.
sounds
Like
about
crashing out.
We launched
Taking
the
away
Kyle
my
Stowers
microphone.
MVP candidacy, and Adnan Virk laughed at Jeremy.
I'm just counting down the hours to go see Weapons tomorrow.
It's been a day of questions. And Pablo, I would say that we've got one more question for you because your time has to be limited because you're saying that everything's for free. I would like to point out to Billy and Mike, his podcast, Pablo Torre Finds Out, you don't have to pay for it. Easy to find.
You just said that.
But you guys are all up in arms about
What
stuff.
about Red Zone still, man?
Well, I'm
I'm
tired
still
of it,
Googling,
Pablo.
do I have to pay for Red Zone? No one knows.
They've been losing their minds about what they're paying for and so totally begrudging paying for quality, where I have a totally different view that I would pay for your podcast. And maybe that makes me different, but all of your loyal listeners who are finding shit out, I would pay for.
Whoa.
That's a good title of a show. Pablo Torre finds shit out.
He certainly
Disparaging
does.
to what he's finding out.
Every day.
Pablo, I was also called an elitist because I said Five Below should remain below $5, and they shouldn't sell anything above that.
Ooh, yeah. See, I mean, this is obviously the dollar store argument. Like, what are we doing here?
That's what we
The
have.
99-cent store.
But
Yeah,
why
it's
can't the dollar
crazy.
store have stuff at different price points?
I mean,
And change the name of your store.
How is this even an argument?
Like, what are we doing here?
Does Thrifty Rent-A-Car always charge fewer dollars than Hertz and Avis and Enterprise?
You show them a better offer, they'll beat it.
Well, that's the Fast Eddie. That's very normal in the industry that if you can beat an offer, a matching offer, these are all normal. But it doesn't matter what the name of the company is. Just because it's dollar store doesn't mean everything has to be $1.
David, if the store's called Everything Here Costs $1, I just kind of expect that. That's
Why?
just all we're saying.
Listen, it's probably
Why?
appropriate. It's probably appropriate that the name of my show, thank you, David, is Pablo Torre Finds Out, and I make it a point to find stuff out. The name of David's show is Nothing Personal. You subscribe, and everything is personal. So I guess there is a through line in his approach to titles.
And the name of this show is the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz, and neither have been here for quite some time.
Listen, I happen to just say that the name, it's the whole wine label argument that we had before when Jeremy wasn't here and he was oiling his arms. That you have to, in every way possible, understand the product you're getting and then what you're willing to pay for that product. And you have to be willing to pay for stuff. It's why we work. It's why we earn money to spend on the stuff that we want. And I'm not embarrassed to say that I want Pablo Torre Finds Out twice a week, 3 times a week. Are you doing 3 times a week with a new deal, or is it more?
We're doing 3 times a week. But again, if you subscribe to my Substack, I'm going to do some stuff that's exclusive to those subscribers in which, yeah, I'll do maybe a 4th episode in a given week just for that.
I do subscribe to your Substack. I am a paid subscriber to your Substack.
Thank you.
Pablo, do you have a list like of all the things that you want to find out?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
how long is that list currently right now?
So Zaz is getting to what I'm here to talk about. So I think this is hard to see because my notes app is hold on, let me find the part I can show you that is seeable because I have an ideas.
Well, what are you afraid to just hold up and show us? You got something shady going on there?
Well, if you scream copyright, then you can't do it.
I'm gonna make it so far back that you can't really see it.
Copyright.
But just look at. I'm just gonna scroll.
Yeah.
We can't really see the phone, so
You have like the blur feature, I think, on your
Yes.
thing,
Take a
so
look
we
at
can't
that.
really see anything.
Look closer.
Totally working,
That's
Pablo.
We can't tell you're in a blue room either because everything's blurred back there.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
He called it a green room.
It is a green room. Yeah, Zaz, it's a good idea. It's all written down, and I'll get to it eventually.
Like how many would you guess that you have?
I want to show you the scroll bar. Hold on, let me. Oh God, I don't want to. I can't show. It's just so. It's you know how you do Instagram stories sometimes, and you're like that person posted way too many stories.
Yes.
and it's like the size
They're
of
tiny.
a period.
Sure.
That's the size of the scroll bar on my notes app.
Oh, so you got
that
a
has
lot.
ideas across the top. I got look the thing that, and I'm so glad that David has been recently, and I so genuinely appreciate it. Been a champion of PTFO and our staff and all people who make it. And by the way, this is so much about me getting help from people. I can't do it without them. All that I hope is very obvious. David always talks about our staff. This is a victory for them. We get to do the things we do with them. That's so incredible for us, even though Ryan Cortez is texting me annoying factual corrections. The reason I say all of this is because when it comes to like how we make the show, yeah, like man, there's so I'm trying not to spoil episodes, but we are
You're not
doing
even saying
things.
sentences right now.
I'm not even saying sentences because I'm trying to avoid what I think is important to convey, which is that we are actively investigating things that the federal government is also investigating. And I don't want to show you the notes app file because I'm not kidding. And so how do we get to do that more with the help of people who like and subscribe? So thank you.
Do you have lawyers on staff ready to roll?
We have a lawyer at Meadowlark who is incredible. By the way, shout out. Thank you for giving me a shout out opportunity to Christopher Poe, Meadowlark's attorney. He is somebody who vets our episodes when there's legally questionable or rather legally interesting material. And it's just rare to have somebody who's a champion for the journalism and not trying to actively discourage it. I've worked at companies where that's not the case.
Which companies?
You know.
No, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
You know.
Well, while you're thinking about whether or not I can find that out, I think Mike may have a top 5 for you.
Yeah, top
Is it
5,
a good one?
Top 5 pitches that I have for Pablo Torre finds out.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Number 5. Is Nick Saban a paid lobbyist?
Easy to find out.
It was very funny when he was asked, like, so you're on this commission, right? This Trump asked you're on this commission. He was like, no.
Fired. He is. And he's speaking before Congress, and he has a lot of gravitas to him, and he is speaking and espousing these virtues on cable TV's biggest college football studio show. And he has never been asked on camera as to whether or not he's a paid lobbyist, because he should disclose that, because no one on that show is really presenting a counter argument, and the machine just keeps going.
It's public, Mike.
And I would like to know if he's I know he's certainly a lobbyist, because he is lobbying Congress on behalf of the old guard. But I would like to know if he's being compensated for it.
Okay.
Conventionally or with some other concessions down the line.
That's a good idea. I mean, look, Derek Dooley is running for Senate. Tommy Tuberville's an actual senator. These are not ridiculous questions to ask.
Number 4.
Number 4. Max Strus. 10 minutes after he hit a three-pointer, they changed the score on Eastern Conference Finals. 10 minutes later, we had never seen anything like that.
Potentially cost me a 3rd championship ring, Pablo.
We haven't seen anything like it since. Yep. The source was just, trust me, bro, there hasn't been a single image of Max Strus's heel actually touching out of bounds.
Bullshit!
Jimmy Butler should have been driving to the lane with a tie game and just dunking for a go-ahead bucket. Yep. They changed history. This was the score that existed in a game for 10 minutes, and then Mike Breen explained to us, just out of the blue, league officers decided he was out of bounds, even though we have no evidence to actually support that. We've never seen anything like it since.
I'd be a 3-time champion broadcaster.
That's varicose veins. Pablo, does that interest you in any way?
It is interesting. It's also interesting that Mike Breen is Lorne Michaels.
Number 3, Rick Riley.
Where is he?
Where is he now? I mean, he signed a deal. It seemed like a bad deal. He was like the biggest writer in America, and then he joined the biggest brand, and it just never worked out, and he just went away. And I don't know what's happening to him.
Is he still on the payroll?
I was going to say Sports by Brooks, but then he came out and he kind of revealed that he's like a history buff now. So I settled on Rick Riley.
So Sports by Brooks was DMing me the other day, and it was such a delight to hear from Sports by Brooks, who is a history buff and has lots of thoughts about sports and history and politics now. I used to go to his site for the boobs. I'll admit that now. He has pivoted.
You say that as if that wasn't all of us, Pablo.
I just remember like the sidebar of his site was just like a list of JPEGs basically, and I did click. Rick Riley was, for those too young to remember, one of the great long form writers before he was the preeminent sports columnist, Backpage magazine columnist at least in America. He was incredible. Read the story about Marge Schott, the former Cincinnati Reds owner that Rick Riley wrote. It's just one of the most fun, skilled pieces of writing in any genre anywhere, and I have no idea where he is now.
But why is Mike worked up? Why are you worked up about that?
I want to find out.
Yeah, it's a mystery.
Okay.
Pablo, you might have done this episode, and I'd be very embarrassed. I don't listen to all the episodes. I try to.
Well, that's.
I try to.
That's okay.
Did you do an episode on the Yips?
We at ESPN Daily did an episode about the Yips. Have not done our PTFO treatment of the Yips. It's I mean, look, it's self-evidently fascinating, right? It's called white line disease. I'm sure David has encountered someone with the yips in his capacity as executive of a baseball team. It's been called all sorts of euphemisms. It is real. It is something that manifests most prominently in golf and basketball and Ben Simmons at the free throw line. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
I thought the yips were solely baseball in terms of where the name came from.
It's happening in golf, as he cited.
It happens in other sports, but I thought the name yips was baseball generated.
I'd like to see the PTFO treatment on it. And my backup for that was NASCAR charters, but I've been pitching that privately for years.
We did a nothing
Mike
personal.
Texted me a lot of
segment on
NASCAR ideas.
And number one, Spanish tax laws. The game's biggest icons in both coaching and playing have all been pinched by the Spanish government, and initially it's been reported like they're going to serve jail time, yet they never do. Why does nobody ever pay their taxes in Spain? Why do they always get penalized, but not really? I'm talking Ronaldo, Messi, Jose Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti. This happens to everybody over there. There's always some kind of felonious scandal when it comes to taxes, and I don't understand it. I'd like to find out why.
You wanted to be the correspondent on that one?
No, I don't. I have nothing to offer other than this is happening.
Well, correspondents go and find out stuff. They go correspond.
No, that's what he's there. I got this job. He's got that job.
No, you understand that he has the other people do the job, and then he gets the credit.
I happen to know that Pablo Torre does a fair amount of sleuthing.
Whoa. You wait.
I do some sleuthing,
especially Spain. If it's Spain, Pablo will take that.
There is another episode that's taking me to Spain sometime in the next year. That I am I've been reporting as long as I've been reporting any story. I might make a pit stop for tax law while I'm over there. It's a good idea.
The honeymoon of Belichick and Jordan? Will it be in Spain?
Jordan,
excuse me. Thank you.
I don't believe that they are engaged, despite the fact that Bill Belichick's boat has been renamed 9 Rings or whatever it is. I don't believe that is the case. But my investigation into that continues.
That's not an accident.
I'm going to stroke you real quick. You've had an Adrian Beltre contract year. You've had a big-time summer. You dominated sports pop culture with the Belichick thing, and then the NFLPA thing was, honestly, you may win awards for that journalism there. You have this new partnership. I know you, and I know you like being talked about. So you're going to try to Tommy Top yourself, but how do you?
September 4th, one of you is going to help me top myself. And I don't mean that in the way that some of you may already presume is disgusting and graphic, despite the fact that you are on a list about the list. Not the same list, not the same top, but we are going to Tommy Top ourselves.
Pablo, thank you. It's Pablo Torre finds out, and Meadowlark, it's a victory for Meadowlark. It's a victory for everyone in this room, everyone listening to this show. And they're still doing shows 3 times a week, but starting September 4th, it will be associated with The Athletic and the New York Times. Pablo Torre. See, this is how it can go when we're all nice to each other.
You know what? I just want to say thank you, Dan, for letting me waste your money and then hopefully waste less of your money, even though you're never at the show that you host. Thank you.
Wow, Zaz.
I'm trying to figure out who's the person that's going to be on the list that's going to be about the list.
According to Mike, it doesn't matter because everyone knows who's on the list. Mike, apparently, your point of view is that you know that the list is the list.
I mean, we know he's in the files. It's obvious it's in the file. He's in the files.
Aren't we
It's been reported by reputable. It doesn't matter. But he was saying that we have to hold people accountable for being in the files.
I just want to know who else is in the files.
And then you always hear, well, then why didn't Biden release the files? And then I have to explain that the files were sealed. And then someone who is very stupid looks back at me and says, why does that matter? And I'm like, well, before, the division between the executive branch and the Department of Justice used to matter. Yeah. But they don't understand that because they're stupid.
Do you know the 3 branches of government?
Judicial.
Mm-hmm.
Executive.
Yes. Right.
And I think Pat Riley and Nick Harrison oversee the 3rd. Oh. But there's a power struggle, I think. Ooh, Pablo should find out about that.
Yeah.
You think that Nick Harrison is involved somehow in the legislative branch?
No, I was making a joke to move the show on.
Why? I don't want to move on from your insanity about this. I feel for you.
The one that Marjorie Taylor Greene's a part of.
Oh, that side. Yeah.
The one that represents the best of us.
I will move on from that. I'm glad we had Pablo. That was the thing, Zaz. The whole process of getting that deal done and figuring out sort of the best place for Pablo Torre finds out.
So he had a bunch of options.
It's Pablo Torre finds out. People wanted to find out with him.
Good for him.
And so the reason why The Athletic makes sense is it's just as they said in that press release. That's a press release where we all knew what to do. So I don't know why people thought like, oh, is it paid or not paid? Is it still free? It was
Well, and
right
when he
there in the press
explained it
release.
there, he did a very clear and concise job of explaining this is what it costs, which is nothing, and you could still get it available here. See, I understood how to get it.
They released the story, and he's like, oh, there was one question, and here's the answer to that question. It was very nice.
So my commitment going forward is to try to demystify some of these press releases like we do on Nothing Personal, because there are some press releases that are ridiculous and ask more questions than they answer. But Pablo's one, which was worked on by a lot of people, was very clear. And I'm personally excited for September 4th.
Any idea what that episode's going to be? Very secretive.
If he just said that he's investigating the files. He also said he's got more on the NFLPA. Did you hear him say that? I'm looking for context clues, Mike. Lots of context clues because you tell me that that's what I miss often on and off the air. So he said something about NFLPA. Who was left to kill at the NFLPA?
I mean, there was a mission statement sent out. There's new leadership already.
So he's going to take down the new leadership after taking down the old leadership?
I don't know. I don't know what Pablo's going to do.
Someone
That's
here
his job
knows
to
because
find out.
someone's going to be involved in that episode. And
I have a
presumably
theory.
that person knows already.
Yeah, it's you. Because we all talked. It's none of us.
It can't be me.
Yeah.
Has to be.
It's definitely not. It's definitely
What do you
not
know?
Chris. It's you.
You think that everyone is telling you the truth?
Do you think you're credible enough?
It's me.